Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Radically Real. I am really excited to have here with me today Courtney Coulson with Gays Against Groomers. Courtney is currently, continuously going through a detransition, which she will talk about, which was female to male and then male back to female. Am I
Mhm.
getting that right? Am I saying
Of
that
course.
right? It can be
Yes.
confusing. Sorry, guys.
Female to male to male
Female
to
to male,
female.
male
Yeah.
to back and forth, back and forth. But I really wanted to have someone like you on to really talk about this particular topic because I think that more people need to talk about this topic. It's an uncomfortable topic that not a lot of people want to talk about, especially like straight white women. So we're not allowed to talk about this stuff. That's the whole thing. We're not allowed to talk about this because we're just straight white women. What do we know? But I do think it's a very important conversation. And guess what? Courtney agrees with me. So maybe I'm not in the wrong, people.
Yeah. Any movement that doesn't allow conversation or debate is a cult. It
Is a
should be
cult.
questioned. The behaviors of the Scientologists and the transsexuals it overlaps. It's not even
It's
a
culty.
Venn diagram. It's just a circle. Attacking and doxing and excommunicating and all of that. If you were a genuine, just be kind. Well, if you were actually kind, you wouldn't be lording this over the people and using it as a means of control and mind control specifically.
Yeah.
Um, and they use a lot of thought canceling terms like trans women or women, which reminds me of, if you've ever read Animal Farm.
When you say that, I actually want to puke a little bit.
Yeah.
And that may sound mean, but you're just not. You're never going to be a woman. It's not a thing. You're a trans woman. That's what you are.
Yeah, so George Orwell's Animal Farm is basically he didn't intend it. It's a commentary on communism, but it is such a great commentary on the trans movement because they say 4 legs good, 2 legs bad, and the sheep will chant that over and over again.
Yeah.
And then towards the end of the story, they've been retrained to say 4 legs good, 2 legs better. And so I'm just waiting for trans women are women to evolve into trans women are the only kind of woman or something like that. It's going to escalate.
Listen, you've got that guy. What the fuck is his name? Dylan.
Mulvaney.
Ugh.
Hi guys, this is day 135 of me pretending to be a girl for
girlhood.
money.
And here's my Barbie pouch. Yes, because we want our vaginas to be referenced as a Barbie pouch.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we want. The
It should be
bodies
cunt.
that fucking babies come out of. But okay, a Barbie pouch, sure thing, Dylan. Or
Yeah.
having him advocate for, or having him as a spokesperson for like a pad, a maxi pad, or a tampon. What
That
the
is
fuck?
just-
Come on,
And everyone
on.
rightly revolted. But then you'll have the problem
But
is this
so many people are like, oh my God, yes, like this is so great, go queen. It's like, shut the fuck up, come on.
But it's the vocal minority, and I'm realizing that now that I've quit social media, I have my YouTube channel and Instagram for
I
people
followed your
to
YouTube
contact.
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not chronically online anymore. I used to be, and so those voices sounded so loud and so authoritative. And now that I've detoxed from the internet, I look at these screeching morons and I go, "How did anyone think? Who is what is I'm trying to think anime waifu something 65 or cum guzzler 94 is like cum guzzler 69
Cum guzzler
69 like some dumbass redditors and people on Instagram like, why is anyone actually listening to you? You're obviously a pervert. And you look at their profile pictures, there's obviously an autogynephile. He's in some
so
ridiculous
gross. I learned
Mass
about
Effect
that word
titties.
last week. Oh,
okay. So I'm an autoandrophile, so that's probably interesting. Good that you've learned that recently. But yeah, autoheterosexuality is something that the trans movement wants to pretend does not exist. It does in fact
because I'm just not allowed to be a straight woman. Why do I have to have a fucking label? I don't want a label. I don't want to have a label. Don't include me in your label. I don't want that.
Yeah, and the labels condition people, especially children, to stick to a certain manner of behavior and dress, and that is the most toxic thing. So when people ask me what I identify as now, I just go, I'm just a female. I'm
Yeah,
just a
just a
woman.
woman.
I'm
And you're not
butch,
just a woman
butch.
because
Yeah.
we're the best. Women are the best.
Yes.
Like, we can make fucking humans inside our
We can
bodies.
bleed for a
We can
week and not die.
and not die. And, like, Dylan will
Yeah.
never know what that is like, okay?
Yeah.
Mr. fucking always spokesperson.
Yeah, it's so important, and thank you for listening to me, Mr. President.
Like you are so freaking privileged. Meanwhile, there are women who don't have access to clean water or sanitary pads and whatever you would normally expect of someone in a developed nation like the United States.
Well,
All
like,
the
Dylan, I
homelessness
can't even
and
wear a pad, okay? When I have my period, I gotta wear a Depends, okay? That's how much fucking comes out of me. And you don't
oh, you
want to
too,
fucking
yeah.
know what that's like. Like, it is
But yeah,
not cool.
I do the menstrual cup. I'm doing menstrual cups now because
Okay, okay.
my period never used to be this heavy. I'm pretty sure before I detransitioned. But yeah, I use the cups, and they say, "Oh, you can keep those in for 12 hours." No, man, it's like
It'd
a
be
full cup
overflowing. Yeah, yeah.
every
Yeah, I have
every
to
6
wear an
hours. Yeah,
adult diaper for a couple of days. I don't wear the same one, obviously. Like, I change
yeah,
it
no,
frequently. But I, like, that is how much it comes out. If I wear just a pad, because I can't wear tampons. I don't like tampons. If I wear just a pad, constantly leaking. Constantly. Sorry, people. This is womanhood. If you want to
well,
talk
these
about
are
these are
women's
our
health.
realities. These are our realities. After kids, the worst periods. Like, and I'm talking Niagara Falls for a few days. Like, it's bad.
And yet the trans movement will act like their medical needs are more important. In Australia, they're trying to introduce, well, the plastic surgeons are trying to introduce trans procedures into Medicare. And it's just like, are
Oh,
you
because they can get
freaking
paid so much money.
and you have women now pretending to be trans men so they can get important hysterectomies and all that because as women they're not eligible, but if they pretend to be boys, step right
So
up.
I have a very interesting thing that kind of goes along with this conversation. So my cousin actually just went through treatment for triple negative breast cancer,
Mm.
and it's a very aggressive form of breast cancer. And like, she wanted to have a mastectomy. She was like, please, like, oh, you know
As they
what?
should, yeah.
We don't remove healthy tissue. So you know what I said to her?
Oh,
You know what I said
mm,
to her? I was like, oh, just tell them you want to be a dude. They'll cut them off
mhm.
because
We
they
don't remove
will.
healthy yeah, we don't remove healthy
Bullshit.
tissue
Bullshit. You don't remove
unless
unless I was like, if you say that you're a trans man, they will cut them off for you. No problem. Just say
yeah,
that.
mhm. And did she?
No, she didn't.
Ah,
She went with what they said, and they're my family is actually very on the left, and I'm not like a right wing. I don't believe in right versus left. I think it's good versus evil at this point. But
yeah, well, I thought I was left-leaning, and then every year, every time I, vote, I just go, "Why am I further and further into the middle and moving towards the right?" I don't
yeah, and I think because if you have so conversation like this, I am like a right wing extremist, bigot, racist,
Mm,
homophobic. Like, they would think I'm a like right wing radical when it's like so far from the truth. I actually have some very left beliefs that
yeah,
that I have, and values and stuff like that. Um, but it's just interesting to me that when we have these types of conversations, those are the things that were labeled. And like, as you said before we came on, like, you thought you had some like ride or die friends in that community, and then when you chose to detransition, they basically were like, "Fuck you,
yeah.
get the fuck out of my life," which is so crazy to me.
Yeah, it's really sad. So, before I get into my tragic backstory, I'll just talk about the thought canceling phrases that. So there are the ones that trans women and women, everyone hears those. But when you detransition, you'll unlock a whole new script there.
It's
So
like a
it's
video game level.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean.
Perfect. Yeah.
And so it's well, I'm sorry that it didn't work for you, but it works for everyone else. Okay. First of all, would you say that to someone who was harmed by a surgery, open heart surgery or cancer treatments, whatever? Would you say that to them of, well,
Yeah.
it didn't work for you, but it works,
Yeah.
it's life saving. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you'd say, oh, I'm so sorry. Shit, are you going to sue them? Are you going to get compensation?
Yeah.
It would never be. It's important for other people. Yes, the assumption intrinsically is, yeah, a mastectomy for a woman who has cancer Yes, for the most part, is
If
very,
I
very
want to cut
important.
my tits off because I have, like, the worst kind of cancer you can get, triple negative is the most rare, worst kind that
Yeah.
doesn't respond to treatment. She had her surgery to have everything removed, and it was very successful, but it is one of those cancers that, like, has the higher chance of coming back. Like, if I had that cancer and you're telling me that you won't remove healthy tissue, but if I told you I wanted to be a boy, you would? Fuck that. That's bullshit. That is some bullshit.
Mm. The other argument is that I was never really trans. I never really had gender dysphoria. You were just misdiagnosed. Okay, well then that brings up my retort. But how was I misdiagnosed? How was that let to happen? And why is there no recourse for that? Because if someone was misdiagnosed with anything else and got the wrong treatment, again, lawsuit,
Malpractice.
malpractice. So every single argument I've had thrown at me where they try to it's this passive aggressive kind of they're acting like they feel sorry for me, but they're actually attacking me. They're
Yep.
insulting me.
Yeah, yeah.
um, every single one of those things, it comes down to it. I don't think narcissistic personality disorder is an epidemic right now, but I think there is an epidemic of narcissism in general,
Yeah, for
where
sure.
people are becoming more well, you know the type, the ones who get the allies, the ones who are very involved in international politics and basically shit that doesn't concern them
Yep,
whatsoever.
yep,
These are very entitled, uppity, difficult, narcissistic people.
yep, yep.
And the trans community is mostly full of them. And I didn't realize that until did something they didn't like.
Which was de try and detran well, not tried, to
Do
detransition.
did the right thing for myself. You know, if it,
God forbid. Why would you do the right thing for yourself? That's so weird.
yeah, like I have all the, for example, I've got these different hobbies. Say I'm a bodybuilder, and what if some of my mates dropped out of our class, or they decided, oh, I need to do a different strategy or something that's going to work better for
Or
me.
I don't wanna do this anymore.
Don't want to do it anymore. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Still friends.
Still love you. Yep.
Yeah. But no, it is either you are with us or against us. And so the moment you detransition, the assumption for some reason is that, oh, well, now you're this conservative right wing and you hate trans people. No, testosterone was killing me. It was literally driving me insane and
Yeah,
killing me.
yeah,
I thought I was going to die, and yet I was too afraid to quit taking the stuff. And I guess I'll get into that now. I'll get into my backstory.
yeah.
Yeah, so I was a tomboy growing up,
Mhm.
as I think most little
Oh,
girls
me
are.
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I don't think there are that many little girls who are the perfect little angel, who look like a little porcelain doll. You know,
Yeah.
how often?
I mean, my
Very
kid
rare.
my daughter does, but
Yeah,
that could
well, there you
change.
go.
That could change, right? And I'm open to whatever like, I'm very, like, whatever she wants to wear, like, do your thing, girl. Like, today she's got on my dark purple lipstick, and she is just rocking it. She is just like the other day, she's like, "Mommy, do you have any really dark lipstick?" I'm like, "I do." So for the last past 4
That's
days,
very
she's had
cute.
this dark purple lipstick on. It's the fucking cutest thing. But I mean, that could change, and I really want her to just do your thing, girl. Do your thing.
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, there are little boys who also love to wear their Elsa dresses and their mum's heels and all that. And just let them do what they're gonna do. Kids are weird. Kids are
Yeah,
funny little critters. Let them
they
do their
are.
thing.
They are. They're the best.
And so, which makes me so angry, this early intervention that they suddenly want to, the puberty blockers. And we'll get to all the political and medical stuff later. But yeah, thankfully, my parents, very happily married, although we were kind of gypsies. We had to move from place to place every year. They did not make good financial decisions. I'm
Mhm.
seeing in hindsight a lot of dumb choices were made. So, they're just people. They had their problems. I can see that now. We were pretty loving and happy as children. I think my mum's very good with children and toddlers and babies. She's good with that. But once puberty hits, when the
It's like a
problems start to
different
happen.
different beast.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah. Especially with me. So I'm the oldest. I'm the only daughter.
Yeah.
I was born in 92. Jordan, my middle brother, it was 94. And Dylan, my youngest, oh God, 96? He's 6 years younger than me. So, no, 98. I can do math.
I hear 90s and I'm like, "Fuck, I was born in 1982."
Yeah. Oh, now I'm hearing people who run businesses and they're born in 2001 or 2002. I'm
You're like,
like, you're a
"What the
child.
hell?
You're
Like,
a
what the
baby.
hell?"
It's Oh
Trust
god.
me, I know. I had all, like, Gen Z people working for me when I owned my salon, like, "Trust me, girl, oh god." I'm like, "You weren't born when?"
I know, and I really love new metal. I guess you can tell by looking at me. I love metal and Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, all that. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
go to
yeah.
these live music bars that are playing this music or emo nights and all that with my mates, and we're born 80s and 90s. Everyone else around us is born after the music that they were born after Hybrid Theory, Meteora,
Yeah, you're like,
Minutes to Midnight.
"What?"
Oh,
It makes you feel old. Trust me, when you have, like, 1982, like,
mm.
oh my god, it's worse. Trust me.
It's
It's
a good
like,
bloody
oh,
year.
oh,
92 and 82, they were good years.
I yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
100% best year ever.
So my parents were born 88. They tried very hard to have me. Mum was very, and I don't like that my parents kept saying like I know, Mum, the implication that you were trying to have it very hard to have a child. I know what that. I don't want the mental image.
For sure.
And she always brought it up at the most inconvenient time. She was very open.
You're like, "No, mom, no. Don't wanna know
Yeah,
about that."
she was teaching me to drive. I nearly drove into the statue of walruses because she was telling me about how Dylan was conceived and just.
You're like, "No, mommy, no, no, no."
It was good times. Like, it was funny and weird. We had
Yeah,
all these good memories and a lot of character, a lot of humor between us. And I guess that's why I'm dwelling on this early phase. It was good. I don't want people, and I don't want me to forget as well, that
for
there were good
sure.
times, and it was a fairly safe upbringing. Went to the same school, Catholic school, all of our childhood. Apparently, the name Infant Jesus is a really weird name for a school. I didn't
That
think
is
so as a
totally fucking weird. That is weird.
I didn't think so as
Well,
a
because you
child.
went there. You were like, "Yeah, I go to this school." It's like,
I'm 5
totally
years
it's
old. I
a
don't know.
totally normal name.
Yeah, and yeah, it was great. Good family life, cousins, parents, all of that. And then I hit puberty, and no longer was I daddy's little girl. Dad didn't know what to do with me. It's like, oh, she's bleeding now. She's a woman, so you're your mother's property.
You gotta deal with that.
Yeah, like I would have loved to go when we went down south. There's a holiday place, a village sort of. Yeah. When we went down south, I would have loved to go fishing and camping with Dad, but no, I had to go gemstone shopping with Mum. Oh,
You're like, "I don't really wanna do this."
yeah, no, but you kind of want your mum's approval. So there was a lot of things I did, and I think my mother, well, in hindsight, it might be my childhood by proxy. I don't know if it's narcissism, but it is my childhood by proxy, where she just consumed me, overwhelmed me, and I so wanted her approval and to make her happy that I just didn't have room to think for myself and stand up and go, actually, I don't want to do that. Could we go to the comic conventions I love to get together? Could we go do all the geeky things I love to do?
Yeah.
Um, I just never felt like I could do
Like, you
that
didn't
because
wanna let her you felt like you were gonna let her down?
yeah, and also they kind of both parents bullied us. My brothers and I were geeks. I hung out in Games Workshop as well. There was a good place to hang out in comic book stores and all of
Awesome, I
that.
love it, I love it.
Yeah, and my parents just they didn't get it, but there was a lack of curiosity. So hanging around with my peers who are now parents or
Yep,
my friends' parents
for sure.
and seeing that investment and that curiosity, going, oh my God, my parents would never.
Yeah.
Um, and so my mum immediately upon hitting puberty was putting me in the full face of makeup and making me straighten my beautiful curly hair. She didn't like our curly hair for some reason. We always had to straighten our hair, I guess, so we fit in. I don't know. And yeah, the bra. I'm very flat chested, but I had to wear the bra and I had to wear the heels, and I was just so uncomfortable all the time. But there was a part of me that I was never shown any better, and I thought, oh, this is what being a woman is.
Yeah.
So
This is what I have to
okay,
do, and
but then I started having a lot of behavioral issues. So my high school years were horrible. I was dissociating. I was getting into fights all the time, like physical fights. I was a school bully in primary school because I was 5 foot. I'm 5'3". I got to my full adult height very young.
so did I.
So
I'm very
yeah,
short as well. I'm not even 5 feet.
We have a lot in common. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're productive. We're not short. We are
Yeah.
very productive. We
Yeah.
got to
Yeah.
adult height sooner than everyone else was a slacker, actually.
I think I was 8th grade. 8th
Yeah.
grade by my adult height.
Yeah, I think it was year 6 or 7, so I was probably 10 or 11.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
was a giant and I could just swat all these flies away. So, yeah, I think I was frustrated, I was bored, I was lonely, but I would say I had a kind of emotional analgesia, where that is like physical analgesia, where you can't really feel pain. I could feel pleasure to a degree. I had things I enjoyed,
Mhm.
but I just didn't have that perspective to see my life is very miserable. I am miserable.
Do
I
you
need to
do
do
you think
something.
that, your mom making you kinda, do boring things and you just sorta did them anyway, sort of made you
Mm.
confused in that, you were sort of, couldn't really discover who you were because you felt like you couldn't really do the things that you wanted to do? Am I making
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. I mean, I withdrew into my own little personal sanctuary was Linkin
What am I
Park,
allowed to
Nine Inch
like? I don't know
Nails.
what if I'm
Yeah.
allowed to like. Can I like this? But I don't know if my mom will let me
Yeah.
like this
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
thing.
So
Yeah.
I was in my bedroom all the time, which is a very goth looking room. It was painted, the walls were red and everything was
Love
black.
it.
And,
Yeah.
and so I was allowed to do that. When we finally bought a house when I was in high school, I was allowed to decorate it the way I wanted.
Amazing.
Black carpet, red walls. I was
Love
so
it.
cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was always on LiveJournal looking at, it was called Scans Daily, where we could talk about comic books. And I was listening to, yeah, Linkin Park, Nine Inch Nails. I loved Invader Zim and the Mighty Boosh. So I was a weird, quirky kid. I liked
Yeah.
darker things. And I didn't have an outlet for that other than online, which back then, in the early days of the internet, or the midpoint of internet history as we stand now,
Yeah.
I
Yeah. I
guess,
was
yeah,
like
2007.
yeah. I was like, 'cause I
Um,
had internet in 1995.
yeah, so we were all, yeah, well, it was
Shitty
Web 2,
internet, but
yeah. So early Web 2.0 is
yeah.
probably where I was most
Yeah.
active. 2003 to 2007 is what I remember being a fairly safe place. Like, I was even talking to a lot of adult men, but never preyed upon. It was just these cool little communities. We talked about Star Wars or
Yeah.
comic books, and it was cool. No
Yeah,
one was
very different
praying.
back then. Yep. Yep.
Oh my god, yeah, and thankfully, because my parents had a totally hands-off approach when we were online. My brothers and I had that question. It's like, so we were looking at like Live Leak and porn, right? Yeah, yeah, I was too. Yeah, no one stopped us, and so I said to Mum, we were looking at porn and Live Leak. What? But you had a net nanny, yeah? No, I don't know if we ever had a net nanny. I think your husband, my father, just said that so you get off his back.
Well, that's so funny. Oh my God.
So it was a lack of investment in our psychological and personal lives, which I think damaged all of us. Each one of us, our well, their children have their own hang-ups and issues, be it depression, anxiety, avoidant personality, you name it.
So she
Um,
never really took interest in any of the things that felt important to you at the time.
yeah, and praise only seemed to come from doing the things she wanted us to do. It was
Mm,
never just, "Oh, I'm so glad for you. I don't understand it, but I'm proud." Although she
yeah.
would tell me, and I wish I'd said something, but I wasn't old enough or I wasn't aware enough to just say, because she would say to me sometimes, "I don't understand you, but I love you." And I would have loved to have turned around with my adult brain and say, "I don't think that's love. And
Yeah.
also, why don't you want to understand
How
me?
about you fucking try?
Why don't you fucking try?"
How about you
Yeah.
fucking try? Maybe that. Maybe
Oh
that.
my lord. Maybe start with that, Mom.
Yeah. Maybe try understanding. That would be cool.
Yeah, maybe let's stop doing the brunches and the chick flicks and the shit you want to do and
Well, it's so
buying
funny.
more clothes we don't need. Yeah.
With my daughter, she's going to be 8 this year, but
Mm.
I feel like she's years before her time, and
Yeah.
people are gonna think I'm crazy, but I don't care. But she loves horror movies, so we've watched
Yes.
Chucky, we've
Hell yeah.
watched what else? It. We watched the new It, and at the end of it, she's like, "Mommy, it's a love story," and she's 7 at the time, and everyone's like, "You let her watch it." I was like, "Yeah, she fucking wanted to."
She is a cool kid,
She begged
man.
me
If
to
I ever have
watch
a kid,
it.
I want a kid like that.
She's super
Yeah.
cool. Dark purple lipstick today. And I really encourage her. It's the other day, she's like, "Mom, can I watch Untold Stories of the ER? Have you seen that show?"
No, but I do love those sort of medical
So
things. It's
yeah,
so
she's
horrible.
like, "Can I watch that?" I was like, "Yeah, I get okay, yeah, sure." And then
Yeah.
she's watching it, and she's like, "Oh my god, I can't like, people are so stupid." I very much encourage the opposite, I guess, of what your mother,
Mm,
encouraged for you because I always want her to feel like she can be who and what
yeah.
she wants to be, and I want her to think that I'm invested in the things that she, is into because I wanna understand her, you know what I mean?
Mm, yeah. Yeah. Man, the amount of bloody Disney movies I had to watch, Cece. God damn. I think we watched all of them.
Yeah, and, we've watched our fair share of Disney movies,
Yeah.
for sure, but I definitely wouldn't like, she loves to watch, Wednesday. She loved Wednesday, and we recently
Yeah.
watched, The Village. Have you seen that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we watched.
Classic.
Girl, she's so funny. She's like, "Mom, this isn't even scary."
She's so badass.
It's so funny.
Is she like how I was as a kid, where something would scare me, but then I would just research everything about it? Like, I was terrified of mummies, and then I would just get books about mummies and just look at all these corpses till I
No,
got over
I
it.
think she definitely is inquisitive though, so that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like she'll ask questions and stuff like that, and she understands what a mummy is and stuff like that. She really loves also like documentary stuff. Like I don't know if you've seen on Disney Plus, Will Smith has that new from. Oh, I don't know if it's called like from pole. It's called Pole to Pole, and
Oh,
he
okay.
and he visits all the continents.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool. We actually just
Hmm,
watched that and she absolutely loved it. So
interesting.
yeah, it's pretty cool. Like she's into all that kind of stuff. So we homeschool as well, right? So,
Nice.
um,
Well, I kinda wish I was homeschooled. I think that's what I needed.
yeah. And like I love it because it does give me that opportunity to like really know my children. And I
Mm,
love that. And I love
yeah.
spending time with them and I love watching them learn and grow and understanding like who they are and who they want to be.
Mm. Now, so I'll go through my timeline. I'll finally get to my damn timeline. So it was 2003. So I was 11 years old. I was
Yep.
diagnosed with this IBS. Well, I had gastro on my 11th birthday. We had a pool party slash slumber party. It was great. All the girls from school were there.
Yeah.
And I woke up late, felt horrible, and then I ate pancakes, and then I felt really ill, and I was on the toilet, and then I was just in bed, and all my friends were saying goodbye to me as if I was, this dying monarch. Oh, yes, goodbye. That's what I remember. And so from then, I think there were a lot of changes. So I get my period that same year. So
Okay.
I'm wondering, is there a change in my gut microbiome? Is there a change in my immune system? I'm suddenly no longer outdoorsy, very withdrawn, very indoorsy, just introverted.
And hormones do play a big part into the emotional state of children, especially when they're young and their hormones are like surging, right?
And then, oh, well, see, my mum started shopping around for an autism diagnosis. I have all my medical records from my childhood now. Thankfully, they still had them, and I thought to dig them up. But it was eye opening that in high school. So around my final year was 2007. I only did 3 years of high school because I was having so many issues. The I was having issues with the students, but the staff. The staff were bullying me and picking on me and accusing me of things I hadn't done. Like I had to, the principal or head of year would come in and with baby wipes and make me wipe my face to make sure that I wasn't wearing any makeup because I think I just had really good skin. I've always had good skin.
Yeah, me
But
too.
then,
Thank God.
yeah, yeah,
It's helping me out
uh,
now.
yeah. Uh, and having a baby face, I think I'm gonna. I don't look my age,
You'll age
and
you'll
you,
age
yeah,
well. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
and
That's what I hope.
yes, I think we look about the same age.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and yet there would be girls around me who would hitch up their skirts, and they would have a full face of makeup. There'd be mascara, there'd be everything. One time I had tinted Clearasil on, and I got detention for that. And my mum, thankfully, sort of went, oh, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
It's-
seriously.
Or one time my shoelaces broke. We had black shoes, of course. So I had my shoelaces broke. So I had to pull out some purple ones. That's all I had. So I could just wear my shoelaces, wear my shoes and they don't fall off. I got detention for that. So it was all that sort of stuff that, again, being a kid, I just didn't stand up for myself and went, oh, I guess I'm bad. I'm horrible. I look at all my schoolwork, it tells you to talk about your life and your history and all that. And a lot of my, I don't know, everything I do is just wrong. I don't know why. Obviously, very depressed and dejected. And why are no adults intervening and going,
Are
this
you
poor
okay?
kid,
What can I do
are
for
you
you?
okay? No one in school except for Mr. Carley, my school librarian in primary school. He was cool. He was so interested. Like, he saw that I was good at drawing. He would buy me school, drawing supplies from the school. Uh, well, either he got them out from the school supplies, or he actually bought them for me. I can't remember what he did
Yeah,
specifically,
yeah.
but he encouraged me to start this little drawing class or a little club with my friends, and it was so good. He gave me a table just for that. So I'm wondering, a lot of these kids who experience gender dysphoria, how much are the adults around you invested in you, not in terms of your affirming your
Well,
identity.
they're very invested when it comes there, when it comes to
Well, that's what
that.
I'm noticing is I've had teachers and adults or parents or anyone who's dealing with young people say, "Oh yes, these kids really came to life when I started affirming their identity." I'm just going,
Well, what was happening before that?
what was happening before that? You too
Yeah.
little, too late. You should have been invested in their other hobbies and their other interests outside of just being something they're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there's medical records that my mum went to my GP, the man who's known me since I was a fetus, and it's all of a sudden,
Since I was a fetus, I love it.
yeah, all of a sudden, my mum is saying that I must have autism. She must have seen something on 60 Minutes or Oprah or something that got the idea in her head.
Why? Because
Maybe
you're
she
a
watched Rain
dorky kid that
Man.
likes comic books and likes weird things. You must have autism.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Like,
something wrong with my child. She's just
yes,
not.
of course. Yeah.
She's not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. She's not girly enough. She's not this enough. She's just not enough. So you get
Oh,
that not enoughness vibe from your family, from your mom.
yeah. And what you'll notice with Munchausen by proxy, or Transhausen's by proxy, if you will, is that these mothers love giving their children diagnoses that don't require further intervention in terms of it's like, oh, you're stunning and brave, you're autism, ADHD, you're transgender. This is your identity now. We
Hmm.
shouldn't try to change you. There's nothing wrong with you. This is just who you are. Yeah, because they will never diagnose a kid with, something that actually needs therapy, depression, or
Yeah.
no, Munchausen's mum wants their kid to have depression, which is obviously what I had. My mum, she would shop around. I can see I got all the evidence, and I even tracked down one of these therapists and talked to her. And she said, "Oh yeah, I felt so sorry for you. You were clearly so lonely, and I wanted you to come back, but your mum refused to bring you back." I was like, oh my god. Okay, this puts things in perspective. Because she would always show me the letters from the therapist saying, Courtney doesn't have autism. We don't want to put her in a box. She's very intelligent. She seems quite lonely. She seems quite depressed. Over and over again, I hear the same report.
So she was
And
essentially just trying to like give you a label.
she was gaslighting me and trying to label me, yeah. And being impressionable. I went, oh, yeah, you're right, mum. This is so ableist, and they're just not letting me get this diagnosis I clearly need. And once I did get that diagnosis, my father said, it seems like your symptoms are suddenly way worse. And it's true. Same thing as when I transitioned. A lot of people will say this. Their gender dysphoria is worse because suddenly they've confined them, so they've locked themselves into the box.
Into a box, literally,
And they've
yeah.
got to. They need to live up to this expectation now.
That's so
Um,
terrifying because it seems like a lot of that stuff, like, although it seems like your mom's intentions were obviously, they tried to be good, but
yeah,
it's very apparent from what you're saying is that she made you feel like you weren't good enough.
yeah. And that's the thing. We constantly butt heads. I mean, I've cut contact now. We'll get to that part of the story later, but I can see that she really doesn't have that self-awareness and that perspective that she thinks she knows in her heart her intentions were good. She was a good mother and she did these things because she loves me. Yes, but your love was hurtful.
She
Your love
thinks
was painful.
that she did the right thing.
Yeah.
even though she didn't.
Yeah. And, the amount of times she tries to rewrite history or pretend things didn't happen. Thank God I got screenshots. I'm glad for technology in that regard. I got so
Yeah.
many text screenshots, and I
Don't
wish I
worry, girl.
recorded some of it.
I had a similar mother, so
Mm,
I get it.
yeah,
I get
black
it.
sheeps.
Black sheep, stand together.
Yep. And, yeah, so then well, Mum actually she made me aware of the West Australian Academy of Performing Arts. She knew I loved costumes. I was making costumes for myself, and I was doing some costume jobs or tailoring jobs. So she went, "This, theater academy, they have a costume course. You should enroll in that." And so I got so excited about it, and I loved it. It was challenging, but that was probably one of the nicest things my mother ever did for me. That was the most selfless thing that she genuinely saw you were real serious about.
She saw you for the first time, it probably felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in 2011, I did Whopper for 2 years. Wasn't able to do the third year because in my 21st year, a little after my 21st birthday, January, got bitten by a mosquito. Barmer forest virus is what you can get around here in WA.
Jesus.
Which caused just fatigue or malaise, a brain fog, all of that. I used to be really energetic, and then I was bedbound for about 18 months.
My God.
Or housebound, bedbound at worst,
Yeah.
housebound at best. I did go
Yeah.
out sometimes. I was actually doing photo shoots. I had a friend, we were doing costume photo shoots. So every now and then I would go out. That was like
Like,
the
muster up the
highlight
energy and yeah, yeah,
highlight
yeah.
of my month. And it was called Cosplay Couture. If anyone want to look up
I love it. I love it.
teamcosplaycouture.tumblr.com, it's still there.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, it was like my fashion interpretation of pop culture characters.
Yeah.
I was really happy at the time.
Yeah.
Despite the fatigue, I was managing well. But Tumblr. So I used to be on LiveJournal, and that kind of faded in popularity. So then Tumblr took over, and so I was on there all the time. I couldn't really go anywhere or do anything. While all my other friends are going off, having careers, having relationships, growing up. I'm in this state of arrested development, and so I'm online looking at Doctor Who and Sherlock and Supernatural on Tumblr, as a lot of trans-identified girls are. And amongst all of the geeky stuff, there's trans discourse, trans this, trans that. I'm like, oh, what's that about?
What is
Anyway,
this? Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then it just gets so overwhelming. And then you see this genderbread man. And I showed my mother the genderbread man, and she looked at me like I was insane. Rightly so. It is insane. But
It sounds weird. Sounds weird.
But geeks and autists and, anyone who those sort of that personality type loves categories, nice, clear delineations, and gotta catch them all. It's the Pokemon thing. I gotta memorize 150 Pokemon. There's something satisfying about it. 150 genders, it's the same thing. So,
I think there is
yeah.
150 genders now.
I think there are, yeah. There's probably about as many genders as there are Pokemon.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that really appealed to me, and I thought, well, actually, I never really felt like a girl. I've always felt like this was a mask. It was a costume. It wasn't real. Which,
You were
yes,
never
it
allowed to be
definitely
yourself. This is so interesting for you to say this, because what I'm hearing is here's a little girl that's never been allowed to be herself.
Mhm.
So now you
I
don't know
don't know who I
you
am.
don't know who you are. You don't know
And
who you are.
every time I
I
showed
feel
that
like
kind of
crying a little bit for you. That makes me so sad for you.
okay, good, because I honestly, to this day, even last night, I didn't sleep very well last night because I got PTSD, I get insomnia, and some nights, well, actually, it's basically every night. I don't have to scream myself to sleep.
Hey,
I used to scream
I
in the
barely
pillow.
sleep, so
There you go. But
I hear
every
you.
time you turn the lights out, I lie down and all these memories start flooding up. Even they're not negative ones, but I have this anxiety that rises up in me because I'm so
Yeah.
afraid to even think about my past. Don't bring up the past. I don't want to go to. This is why in my waking life I talk more about it because I want to come to terms with it, try to heal, try to forgive, try to move on.
I've
Um,
learned something about forgiveness,
mm,
and forgiveness isn't for the other person.
no,
It's for you. And I always had a hard time with this because I had a hard relationship with my mother too for different reasons, but
and your dad as well, or no dad in the picture?
no, my dad was in the picture, but my dad was always just too scared to stand up to my mom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, I had a lot of hurt towards my mom because I was never enough for her.
Yep.
So I know
Yep.
exactly the feeling that you're portraying and what you're saying. I get it. Um, I've done a lot of work, personal development and self-development work on this, and I was working with a coach once, and she goes, like, "Do you think you can forgive her?" And then we did this, like, meditation where you see your mother as a child,
Mm,
and it's interesting, like, I guess I remember it so vividly, like, she didn't know what to do with me.
mm.
So it sort of teaches you. I probably have the meditation somewhere, I should send it to you. It
Yeah.
teaches you to sort of see yourself from their perspective.
Mm.
And in that meditation, I was able to realize that it was never me.
Yeah.
I wasn't the fucking problem.
Mhm.
And I was able to sort of find forgiveness because, and for me, I never called her and said, "Mommy, I forgive you." Never was gonna be a thing because she didn't deserve she's passed now, but she didn't deserve it. I'm sorry, but she fucking didn't. And obviously, I'm obviously still a little bitter about it because everyone
Well,
deserves
I
their
told
mom.
my mom, "If you want my forgiveness, you better get on your hands and fucking knees and crawl
And
and kiss my damn toes."
you can forgive them for your own sanity
Hmm.
when you realize that it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, I see my parents now as just as a child, you see them as gods, basically. They
Well,
are
and
your
you want your
universe.
parents to, like, for me, it's like, I just want my mom to love me because I'm
Yeah,
me, not because
yeah,
I'm not the things that she wants me to be.
yeah. I'm too powerful for my parents. Again, so muscular also, and,
Yeah.
yeah, just
Same.
it's so much
Look at
yeah.
that.
I mean, you gotta jump on, so I'm gonna just assume under there you're very jacked.
Yeah, 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 jacked.
Um, and yeah, I mean, physically and emotionally and psychologically more resilient than they were. So the older I get, I go,
More
ah,
emotionally intelligent, more
more
y
emotionally intelligent.
yes,
And so it's
yes.
like, okay, I'm a different level here. So
Yeah,
I almost feel that they're the children. I've become the adult. They've
100%.
remained
I
the
totally
children.
get
I've
that.
surpassed
Yes,
them.
yes, yes.
And that actually helps. You just go, okay, they were just people. They had their problems. We cannot be together. I've tried forgiving, I've tried repairing. It always fell
And you don't
apart
have to
because
forgive them and be in their life. You can just forgive
no,
them for they know not what
and
they
move on.
did and move on.
Yeah,
It
and
wasn't fair and it was fucking
yeah.
bullshit, and you're still allowed to be angry about it. Like, that's kinda how I look at it. It's like, I can still be mad about this,
Well,
but know
repairing
that
a
it's
relationship takes two people.
yes.
You cannot just have one person saying, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry," which I did all the time, just kissing their ass. But there was never and to this day, I'm afraid to say sorry a lot of the time. I'm very reluctant to say the word sorry because in my family, that meant I admit defeat, I surrender. And then they would lord it over you instead of, "I'm sorry." "Oh, no, I'm sorry too."
Yeah,
Never.
yeah,
Never.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
watching Bluey and I'm going, "Is that what healthy families are supposed to be like?"
We don't
Cool,
watch
okay.
Bluey. I don't even know. I've never even I think I've seen maybe one episode.
It's really
Um,
good.
I've heard
And I'm
that
just
as a
saying that's an Australian.
no, no, but I've heard that it's really good, like a great show for kids. I've heard that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's actually kinda healing for my inner child.
yeah, for sure, and I feel like you got to this point in your life, okay, you don't know who you are,
Mm.
and then you get introduced into this community, or
Yeah, well,
I think
first
it's
of all, there's
culty, but
there's WAPA, so you're in this artsy university. This is
yeah.
around 2012. Yeah, 2011, 2012 was the 2 years I did. So, I met a drag queen, we became friends, and he was the first one. I was 19 years old. I asked him, "What's the difference between a drag queen, transvestite, transsexual?" I'm just this Catholic schoolgirl, very sheltered, so I didn't even know.
Yeah, you wanna
It
ask the
wasn't even on my
questions.
radar.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wasn't even on my radar, and so he thankfully explained it all. "Oh, okay." But it didn't really affect me at all, until, yeah, about 2013, 2014, where I'm just stuck at home, and that sort of starts brainwashing me a little bit, and so I snuck out, I cut my hair short, and, well, it was around the corner, I walked to the hairdresser, got kind of a pixie cut,
Mhm.
and then my dad called me, said, "Oh, I wanna pick you up." "Oh, well, I guess I have to find out eventually."
They're
So he
gonna
picked me up.
know. Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, no, I've always liked women with short hair." Mentioned some actresses and all that, and then we went home, and I just went into my room and didn't think anything of
And
it.
your
He
mom lost
told
her mind.
Well, I heard her scream, she ran into my room, her face went white, and then she just walked out. And that was the wildest thing. She's a shouty woman.
Yeah.
I thought she was getting up in my face, back me into a corner, that's the usual MO.
Yeah, it's like the
No.
ultimate defiance, you cut off your hair.
I was such a rebel,
Yeah.
and instead of celebrating, going like, "Good on you, kid! Like you're doing your own thing. You're
Yeah, you
stepping
look
out of my
great, you look
shadow."
beautiful. Yeah, yeah.
No, it was not talking to me for days and then crying constantly and did not take it well, did not have that emotional maturity. She always forced me to have incredibly long hair. I would wake up in the night, it's like around my throat like a noose. I hated the damn
Yeah,
thing. And yet I was such a goody two shoes. I always wanted to make mum happy, so I
yeah,
never took scissors to it.
yeah.
So many kids take scissors to that, and nope, not me, because I wanted mummy to be happy. Um, and so I started, well, I was doing cosplay before Whopper, so I always loved dressing up in costumes, and a lot of them, it was a female version of a male character. Back in the day, they used to call it Rule 63. For every character, there's a gender flipped opposite. And so, yeah, I dressed up as a female version of Batman or this, that, and the other. So I would be
Yeah,
Batgirl. See,
yeah,
Batgirl's too girly.
yeah,
See, I wanted to like wear the exact thing that Batman wears.
yeah,
So I was exploring. Well, I don't even think I don't want to look back and try to rewrite it as the trans community made me at the time. See, you had a problem with your gender and you're exploring your gender. I don't think I was. I was just exploring myself and what it meant to be a woman.
yeah, yeah.
So then, well, you start introducing a kid like me who was lost
Confused, don't know who
and
you are, you're looking for acceptance, you want someone to just accept you for who you are, but you don't fucking know who that is.
hook, line, and sinker. I was absolutely just a complete rube, as they say.
Yeah.
Just I was a perfect mark for this cult.
Yeah, because you end up in a community where like, this is who you are.
And also, oh my god, yeah, I didn't mention at the time. Yeah, okay, so just after Get the Bomb of Forest Bars, things are falling apart because the week before I started Whopper when I was 19, I was no, so my well, okay, I will tell the I want I don't
Rewind.
I want to bury the lead. I want to build up the suspense.
I love it, I love it.
So I woke up one morning, week before Whopper, and I hear my dad moaning and vomiting, and it's, oh Jesus, what the hell? Okay. So I go up into the front of the house, the living room. He's there with a bucket, and he's just reaching, and it's just dry reaching. Ching. I
Yeah.
don't know. People say it both ways,
Dry heaving.
and dry heaving, and
Yeah.
it's just I can't get a word out of him. He's so ill. I just done my first aid course, so I run to my first aid book, and I'm going, "Oh, is it a
I'm gonna save my dad.
yeah, is it
Yeah,
food
yeah, yeah, yeah.
poisoning? Is this, that, the other?" Everyone else in the house wakes up as well. My mum calls to the ambulance, and turns out it's a massive heart attack. So even though he couldn't keep down water and he was vomiting, which seemed like serious food poisoning or
Yeah, yeah.
something of that nature, no, it was just that the pain was that severe, it was making him ill, which is a known but less common side effect. It
Yeah,
wasn't
that's
like
crazy. I would
grabbing at
never think of that.
his
Never
arm.
would think of that. Yeah.
We were all way off base. We were thinking, "Holy shit, this is like something's wrong with his digestive system."
Mhm.
And yeah, so he nearly died. It was a massive coronary obstruction, and I think he basically died that day. In a way,
Mhm.
his soul, his spirit died. Because he used to be this real funny. He was the Robin Williams. He was this fun. He was the fun uncle. All my cousins loved Uncle Paul.
Yeah.
Um, and so he looked like Patrick Swayze, and my mum looked like Molly Ringwald. I always say that
I
when I
love
tell my
it.
story. If you want the mental image, that's what they
Yeah.
look like. And yeah, he was just this lovely, handsome, social, outgoing guy. Best dad you could ever ask for. Until
Until that happened.
yeah, he just became so depressed, tired, withdrawn, but didn't talk about his problems. He would snap at us, and all I remember is him playing Resistance Fall of Man on the PlayStation 3. I remember seeing the back of his head most of the time, or he was just lying prone watching television for all hours when he wasn't selling drilling rigs, which was mostly just from home. And he was a chain smoker, and he didn't really stop after the heart attack. So, we tried to help him, but then my mom found out that his old band was playing at a pub nearby. "Why don't you go out and see your mates. Okay, he did. He came home and he seemed so happy. Suddenly had a pep in his step. He was like a whole new man. Oh, what's happened here? Oh, you should go out more often, obviously.
Maybe your mom was making him feel like how she made you feel.
I think, yeah, I'm glad my parents divorced in the end. They
Yeah,
used to be
mine did
so
too.
loving and
Yeah.
and I think in the end they were just tearing each other apart. So then a little while after that, things are getting better and better. He's gotten a job offer in Queensland. He is going to have to go over there. He borrowed money from Jordan, my middle brother, to get there to do this job.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, a day or two after he gets there, he sends some texts and calls, and then nothing. And he had a heart attack not long ago, maybe a year or
Yeah, so you're,
two.
like, worried about him and
He
wondering
hasn't
what's
picked up
going
his
on.
script. Oh my God, what's happening? So mum is freaking out, calling the cops, all of that, and they're like, "Well, he's an adult, so he doesn't have to report to anyone." Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So then silence, silence. Then Facebook, Detective Facebook comes to the rescue. Poor Dylan wakes up one morning. We're all getting. So we've been evicted from our home, by the way. So our home of 8 years,
Okay.
probably the only one he really remembers. We'd moved out last minute, thinking shit. Mum keeps things together, thank God. We barely found a house in time before we were going to be evicted. And the guy who I always keep this detailing because it just pisses me off. That the guy who bought our house was even harassing us to move out earlier because, well, my daughter's 18th birthday is going to be on such and such date, so we want to have a pool party. We've already sent out the invitations. So if you could move, mate, we're about to be homeless.
Like, thanks,
Fuck
you
you.
dick. Yeah.
Yeah. If you could find us a house, that would be great. But yeah, well, we're in this new house, and Dylan calls us in and says, you might want to look at this. So it says people you may know. It's a picture of a guy going by John Smith. It's clearly our dad and a blonde woman kissing him on the cheek. And
He had an affair.
it is a bombshell amongst us because we think, God, he was so lazy. He could barely get out of bed most of the
Probably
time.
did you
Like,
meet her at the concert?
yeah, I think he met her there, and then she was actually where are they now? Oh yeah, so she was from Queensland. So she was obviously she'd moved over there or they met online. We don't know. We'll never know. But, at the time I was very angry at him. And it's a really shitty thing to do, not to have the balls to just say to his wife, "I'm miserable. This isn't working. We need counseling. I want a divorce. Let's get a
Yeah, you
separation."
meet someone else first. My dad did the same thing.
No, just find another woman, grab onto her for dear life like she's a life raft, and then piss off.
And just
Don't
leave.
talk to each.
Yeah.
And then he would occasionally send texts to not to me, but to my brother saying, "Oh, happy birthday, mate. I miss you. I'm always here for you." And I would text back going, "Courtney here. I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking under the couch. I'm looking under the bed. Where are you? You're here for us. I'm not. If you're gonna be here, be here. If you're not, fuck off."
Yeah,
And
totally.
so he did fuck off. And my brothers got angry at me for that. Because for some reason, just having that once a year douchebag deadbeat dad text to them gave them hope. And I wasn't, but that's what was getting me angry. And I was being big sister mode. Mama Bear, no, big sister, same thing. It was like, no, 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 you're not messing with my brother's brains like that.
Yeah. You don't get to decide when you come in and out of our life. That's what I said to my mom. I had to say that to her. You don't get to decide when you come in and out of my life anymore.
And that false hope is just so cruel.
It's awful. Yes.
They think they're doing the right thing.
My whole life. Yeah, I get it.
And so I'm struggling to find work, and I'm going through these disability employment services because I have the chronic fatigue that I've gotten over actually because I've started taking the testosterone. So, all right. Now we're getting to it. I think we're an hour into this freaking podcast. We're getting to it. I'm getting on testosterone. So I go to my family GP and he says, "Nah, you're not trans. This is a phase. I've known you forever. I don't see you as being trans at all." And just dismissed me. And I'm disappointed in him because you were the adult here. You were the professional. I was clearly a lost kid who needed someone to show some interest, someone to listen to me, someone to even just send me. In Australia, I wasn't told this.
So do you think, sorry to cut you off, but do
No,
you
it's fine.
think that or wish that you had listened to that doctor?
I wish I had, but I wish he had said it differently, or he had shown some kind of
More
investment
like, you
of
wanted someone to show you compassion and understanding and being like, "Listen,
yeah.
why do you feel this way?" Like, instead of being like, "No, no, no."
Yeah, because I mean, and this is around, let me see, 14. Yeah. So 2014, I've cut my hair short. I'm identifying, or I'm trying to make that move towards identifying publicly as a man. And yeah, he should have said, well, where does this come from? Why do you feel
"Why
this
do
way?
you feel this
Explain it.
way?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
or here in Australia, we provide a GP can write a mental health care plan. You can get 10 free sessions. Here's someone I know and trust. Here you go,
Just
talk
to
to
get
them.
you some help to talk this out to make sure that this was actually what it fucking was, instead of being like, "No, that's not what you have," which he was right. Am I
Yeah,
right to assume that? Well, looking back at it, he was right, but he didn't give you
yeah. He didn't give me the time of
the
day,
time
and
you were looking for.
maybe it was this paternalistic thing of he has a daughter as well, and I think she was a little bit older than I was, and the idea of I'm almost like a daughter to him. He's known me for so long,
And he knew, he was like, "No,
and
girl, no, this is not what you've got going on," but then didn't even try and get
yeah.
you help.
Mm. And this is why this is why I want to start a gender dysphoria counseling business. I'm going to be a translator because I'm realizing these kids, these families, don't have a space to just speak without judgment, without affirmation. This is I want exploratory. I want these parents and children to explore. Well, okay, this is what your daughter's feeling, but daughter, this is what your mother's feeling, and this is how she's trying to wrap her brain around it, and this is how she's
Well, and
remembered you throughout your
understanding, like, if
childhood.
they had a if someone had taken the time to understand your childhood, I mean, we've been talking for an hour because we talked for a little bit before that, and I fucking understood you very clearly. You didn't know who the fuck you were. You felt misunderstood your entire life. Your mom tried to make you someone that you weren't.
Mm.
Like, no one even tried to take the time to figure that out.
Yeah, and it was only people on the internet, these well, I wasn't groomed, I don't think, by anyone specifically. But I just hung out with a lot of adults. And I still do that now. I don't know, I just have more in common with boomers, I suppose. But um yeah, I was always looking for my surrogate parents and my surrogate father, I suppose. And um yeah. So all that, everyone's freaking failing me. So I turned to a friend of mine, my older, kind of like sort of. She's like an older sister to me,
Mhm.
and I say to her, "Hey, I think I want to transition. I want to talk to someone about this. I want to know if this is possible." And she's, "Oh yeah, I'll take you to my GP. She'll help you out." By the way, when did this idea of being a man really solidify? Okay, this is probably around 2013, 14. I was actually it was in this very room. I'm
Yeah.
actually staying at my friend's house because the landlord sold my house as a housing crisis, so I'm technically homeless right now. So I'm staying with her and her parents.
Yeah.
So we were having a sleepover. I watched X-Men First Class in that other room there, and I had this thought all of a sudden of, man, I really wish I was like Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy. Like I really wish I had that body and that appearance, and I was treated that way, and my voice was deeper, and and I had this fixation on being like that. And so there used to be a bed, a pull-out couch in this room here. And I was lying there staring at that ceiling, which it's a fancy sculpture of a ship. It's got a boat on it.
That's
It's
very
very
nice
fancy.
ceiling. It's very nice ceiling.
Yeah. And I'm staring at that going, I think I'm transgender. God, how do I do this? Is that even possible? And, it goes from this thought of, I want to talk to someone about this, to being relayed from person to person to person. They just want to shove me off onto someone else. So by the time I actually get the help I need, so the GP refers me to, this was the law at the time, I don't know if it's changed. You got to get a letter from a psychologist and a psychiatrist. Psychiatrist asked me a heap of very dismissive questions. Do you have more masculine or feminine interests? Do you have more male or female friends? How the fuck does this? Okay. And there's just a questionnaire. There was just that. And then he just wrote the letter saying, well, she's likely to detransition. But let her do it anyway. And I read that and I was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, well, I got what I want. I was just so gung-ho.
God, oh my God. And not
But I
one
mean,
single person gave, like, you said that mental health care is covered in Australia?
yeah,
You get the
you
10
get 10
sessions,
for free per year. So, but no one told me that.
and no one even tried to, like, get you there. out of
Yeah.
all the doctors you
Like I
saw?
was, and I kept getting sent in high. Just to jump back a little bit, the other therapist who failed me, the school counselor, didn't intervene more. I was obviously a problem child. I was always getting into trouble, but it just never went beyond that. The
And
other
you
therapist,
are a woman looking for someone to give a shit about her.
oh my God, yeah. Well, actually, I haven't I'm telling this story a little bit more in depth than I ever have before with UCC, and I'm realizing, fuck,
You're like, oh
this
shit.
sucks. um, and then the one who finally diagnosed me with autism back around 2011, 2012. Which my mum framed as, "What, you're struggling in university. I really want you to succeed. So, you need this
Yeah, because
diagnosis."
you're
And
not good
I
enough.
agreed. That guy diagnosed me. I sat there quietly waiting for him to talk to me. He spoke to my mother the entire time. Did not assess me, did not have another appointment, just one.
That's
Wrote the
terrifying.
letter, ruined my life forever, or for many years at least. And again, seeing the psychiatrist to transition. One appointment, a fucking questionnaire. This is the system we have. We still have this. It is not improved. And then the psychologist, I'll give her credit. She wanted to see me again. She went, "I don't think you're trans, or I think we need to explore some other things first." Okay. Didn't mention the mental health care plan. I'm a 22-year-old stumbling in the dark here.
Yeah.
I need an adult.
Yeah.
She was not the adult. So then I make an appointment with the endocrinologist saying, "Look, I've got this one letter so far. If you need the other one, I can go get it. But I just need to know what testosterone is all about and if it's going to work. I don't even know if I want it yet." And that's there. It's in my notes. That's conveniently lost now. The endocrinologist doesn't have them. But if you look at my GP, my friend's GP, in her notes, it does show my doubts, and I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the endocrinologist notes show the same thing, but when I detransition, sorry, we don't keep those. Yes, you
Yeah.
fucking do.
Yes, you fucking do. Yeah. They
Mm-hmm.
exist somewhere.
And we tried to subpoena them over and over again, but until we could actually go to court, they didn't have to do anything. So,
So not one single person tried to get you to take the mental health stuff before any of
I
this shit.
I am a plane with one engine out, and I am slowly descending, and no one's doing anything.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Like it sounds like, I'm not a psychologist or a doctor or anything like that, but it
Mm,
sounds like you were still looking for someone to just see you and
mm.
help you.
And I was asexual at the time, so I went through a normal puberty, shitty periods, but otherwise, I didn't develop any attraction to men, women, anyone, anything. Didn't orgasm until I was in my late 20s after a lot of trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
So there's obviously, I should state, no sexual trauma in my past, as
Yep.
far as I recall.
Yep.
Although my mum sometimes said, "What's wrong with you? Did someone touch you? Why are you like this?" No,
What a
mum.
fucking weird thing to say.
What a weird thing to say, but I
Yeah.
think she was probably again watching her Oprahs and her 60 Minutes and seeing
Let
the
me
things about
find a
repressed
problem. Let me
memories.
find a problem. What's wrong with her? Because she's not
No, Mum, it's your lack
normal.
of love. I feel very tense all the time. I didn't realize how much muscle tension until I started learning singing a year ago. There was so much up here, like I was just walking around like this all the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, so reading Bessel van der Kolk's "The Body Keeps the Score," the books on trauma. I was like, oh, okay,
Oh, here's
I
what's
get
wrong
it
with
now.
me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, my endocrinologist, and I will name and shame, Dr. Nicole Opie, you son of a bitch. A friend of mine is a nurse, and she told me, "I know her. She's a pharmaceutical shill. I've heard her at conferences going on about hormone replacement therapy for women who are postmenopausal, fertility issues, transgender, this, that, and the other, aging, whatever." And I was just like, "Oh my god, I really went into the lion's den there. I was gonna get eaten alive." She went, roll right up,
Yeah.
kid, boy,
Here,
young man.
yeah, take all of this stuff.
Look at all these, all the benefits here. Like, you're gonna get muscles, deep voice. You might even grow taller. Your bone structure might change. I mean, you're still pretty young. It could still happen. No, it didn't. Um, Side effects. Oh, well, you might, pimples. You'll be a bit sweaty. You'll smell a little bit for a while. You'll gain weight. No, no, lady, fucking not even the tip of the goddamn iceberg. That would be good. What I had was like, I had the worst. I am incredibly sensitive. I don't know if it's because I had that gastro when I was 11 years old.
Yeah.
Digestion, my immune system. It's very sensitive. Well, thankfully, it's overreactive. I only get a cold maybe once a year because it's so overreactive.
Yeah.
But it treats the common cold and eating an apple with the same degree of panic. So, pros and cons. Glass
Silver
half
lining.
full,
Silver lining. Silver lining.
And taking testosterone only it just turbocharged that. Initially, though, so I'm on a little dose. They put me on the full whatever dose it was. It wasn't injections. I said, I'm not sure I want it. I was kind of needle phobic. I was a total pussy back then. I'm actually more manly and badass now as a butch woman than I
Yeah.
was pretending to be a man. I was a soft boy.
Pretending to
Yeah.
try and be one.
Yeah. But yeah, no, back then I was just a little wee babby. And I was like, I don't know if I could do the needles, and I also don't know how I'm going to react to such a big dose.
I didn't like.
So
I
they
had to give
just,
myself needles during my last pregnancy because I had gestational diabetes, so I had to give myself insulin.
oh my god, yeah, and a mate of mine had gestational or postpartum thyroid condition.
Oh,
And she just gained a heap of, like, she's a skinny lady, but
Yeah.
she was like twice, oh my god.
yeah. I
twice
had to
her
give
weight.
myself insulin, so I was like sticking myself with a needle. Like, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to. I wouldn't want to do that either.
Yeah, like, and yeah, oh, but the people with gender dysphoria, they're suffering worse than women ever do,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, fucking bullshit. So, yeah, she really did not. It wasn't informed consent. People tell me, you were an adult, you knew better. No, I was a lonely, sheltered, depressed child, really. I was
Who
22.
was
I'm still a
questioning your
kid.
identity still because you never got parented properly. You
Yeah.
were still like you had a childlike mindset still. You were still looking
Mm,
for someone to understand who you were. You wanted someone to see you, and you wanted someone to care.
yeah. And it's just the more I tell this story, because there were so many people who could have just stepped in and done something. Because once you go down the trans pipeline, stepping up and saying something, well, then I'm going to be very resistant to that. I'm going, no, you're transphobic. You're wrong. Which is what they all do. These
God,
poor kids, I
I get
see
called
them.
that all the time.
I have talked to these kids, and I just go, and I'll say, they'll think I'm condescending. I'm trying to be like, kids, baby girl, like, I can see right through. Obviously, you were raped as a child. Like,
Yeah.
there's a cause and effect here.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you want to be a boy because someone touched you. Do you not see? Oh my god. But it's like, it's hard for that. I get this, maternal thing come over me when I look at, especially these young girls. I'm just going, kids, no.
Well, it's
I
in our
was there.
DNA, right? Like, as
Yeah.
we age, we do become a little bit more maternal, and those instincts, they
Well,
actually kick in.
yeah, when I detransitioned, I went real clucky. I really wanted a baby, but we'll get to that. I'm glad you're not cutting me for time because it's a big long story, and
Yeah,
I
for
really
sure.
want it to get out there because there's a lot of reasons why kids do this. As the cast review said, there are many ways into gender dysphoria and just as many ways out. I always say that. It's a great motto because it wasn't just one thing. It wasn't just Tumblr. It wasn't just a shitty childhood or a bad mother or being asexual and not developing a normal sexual libido. Like, it's all of these things. Or it was my gut microbiome. It was a constellation
Those like so many different things.
that no one took the time to look at because we don't have a holistic medical system anymore.
No.
This, the
They're
Rockefeller.
pill pushers. My husband's
Yeah.
old doctor, before he retired, he actually ended up, I got him on with my doctor because the guy wouldn't try and, oh, here's a pill for that. I'd go to the doctor. I was like, well,
Yeah.
what's wrong with you? Well, he gave me this pill. I'm like, well, what? But what's
Like
causing this?
diabetes. Yeah, like diabetes is perfectly reversible. There's so many
Yes, change your
people in
diet.
the paleo, carnivore, keto community who are like, "Oh, it's a miracle. I don't need insulin anymore." Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, because everything's
Why would
fixable with diet. Well, I
because
only
no
needed, like,
one
the tiniest little bit of
Yeah,
insulin when I was
yeah.
pregnant because
Well,
I
that's a
changed
different
but
yeah.
because I changed my diet.
Yeah.
I completely changed my diet because most people, they have to continue give themselves more and more and more and more insulin.
And it just keeps going out, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't have to do that because I was like, "Well, I'll just change what I'm eating." Like, very simple,
Yes.
change my diet.
You are what you eat, and, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and yet doctors are like, "Oh, well, you're here in my office now, so obviously the apple didn't work, so
Yeah.
here's some pills."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, no GP will sit down and go, "Okay, so what are you eating? How are you sleeping?" I mean,
Yeah.
some of the good ones will,
My
but a
doctor
lot of them
now,
won't.
I'm very lucky where we're living now in this province that I have a really great doctor because after I had my last baby, I had higher cholesterol, and he did kind of go quickly to like, "Oh, well, there's medication for that." And I was like, "No, I'm not taking that.
Yeah,
You need to tell
which also
me."
increase the risk of heart disease, so
Exactly. So he gave me this whole big thing and we changed my whole diet and went back for the blood work next time and it was low. It was lower. He's like,
yeah.
"Oh, well, most people can't do that because most people don't want to do the work."
And that's the problem. We have this society of convenience. It's not about hard work and
And
resilience. I
that's
mean,
with
and it
with everything in life, business, health, all of it. People want to lose weight, but they want to lose it tomorrow.
yeah, it's this weird dichotomy of the grind set to earn more money to, fuel a capitalist society, but no grind set for yourself,
Hmm.
your home life, your interpersonal relations. Where's the grind set for that? Get up early and start journaling and start figuring out the shit you're dealing with.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
yeah, but it's convenience of you feel lost and confused and you don't like being a girl. Well, instead of us actually giving you the time of day, why don't we just give you testosterone and then you just stop being a girl? Have you tried to stop being a girl? That could fix the problem if you don't like it.
I just can't. Like, it makes
Yeah,
me so sad because you think of kids. Like, for instance, I have an 18-month-old right now. I have three kids.
yeah,
So I have
two
18
girls.
months, 4, and 7. And
Okay,
I was watching, I watched a
it's been a
reel.
busy few years.
It's busy. It's been busy. Every 3 years I had one. um,
Yeah,
I was watching a reel the other day. I actually think Gays Against Rumors had shared it, and it was someone saying that their child came out as trans at 1.5. I,
no,
I'm
they were
I'm
just
sorry. I
playing. They
am
were just
sorry,
playing a
but
game. It's just yeah.
that I am watching this video and I want to puke in my mouth a little bit because I'm like, I have a child that same age. There's no
Yeah,
fucking way that a 1.5-year-old is coming out as trans. You fucking idiot. Are you
if they say
serious?
they are, they know they are. And that's another argument cancelling thing that they say, which is really insidious, is they know trans people are born knowing that they're trans. No, let's be real about what transsexuality is. It's a bunch of adults who had shitty childhoods like mine, who have a sexual preference for this sort of thing.
Mhm.
And so they look back on their past saying, oh man, if I was the opposite sex, it would have been so great. If I had known that I had the option to transition, I wasn't allowed to, I would have killed myself. Okay, buddy, that's you. Leave the kids out of this, you pervert. Which I know I'm going to sound like an evil turf. Yes, there are some good trans people, some based trans people, as
That
the kids say,
genuinely have gender dysphoria, that
who
genuinely
genuinely
they
have it.
genuinely have it. And that's what I
And
think.
they fly under the radar. They keep to themselves. They don't try to inflict this on children. They,
Yeah.
the Buck Angels and the Blair Whites of the world who just say, look, this worked for me. I took a long time to consider this as an adult.
As an
This is
adult,
not a place for children.
this is not a place for children, and I think that's the biggest thing is that, like, for someone like me that speaks out on this topic and other types of topics, but this one specifically that we're talking about today is like, just leave the fucking kids alone.
Yeah.
Get
Hey,
them
teacher, leave them
get
kids alone.
get them therapy.
Yeah.
Let them talk to someone. Your 1.5-year-old is not trans, you freak.
Yeah.
Like, it.
And also get them appropriate therapy because there's a new book by Abigail Freer. She's amazing. She did Bad Therapy is a new one where children are actually being harmed by therapy because these therapists are not trained to deal with children.
No, no.
They're treating these children like little adults. And the same thing with gentle parenting can be good, but when it goes bad, you're treating your child as a little adult.
Hmm.
My mom was treating me as a little adult.
Hmm.
She in the last argument I had with her, oh, but we were both adults. We were both free to make our choice. No, no, mom, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. And I'm always going to be the kid because you're my
Mm,
mom. I
yeah,
don't give a shit how old I am. I'm always the
mm,
kid. I remember, like, a few years ago, and this is totally off topic, but you'll get what I'm saying and where I'm going with this. A few years ago, I had a really horrible relationship with my sister, like, a really bad one, because my mom told me that my mom said that her and my sister were best friends, so they were best friends.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so they were
So
best friends.
pitting you against
Well,
yep.
no, wait, this gets even better. So
Oh, okay.
I remember my sister was visiting my brother, and when my sister was around my brother wouldn't talk to me because
Mhm.
we hated each other, and she hated me. Let me tell you that she hated me. And I remember calling my dad because I was so hurt because my daughter was trying to call my brother because she learned how to spell his name, and she was so excited. She was so excited
Yeah.
to show her uncle, like, look, I learned how to spell your name. And he wouldn't pick up the phone. And I knew that Martina was there. I knew she was fucking there. And, you know, I had texted him a few days later and I was like, yeah, like, are you alive? He's like, well, obviously I'm fucking alive. And I was like, yeah, well, like, we've tried to call you. He's like, well, you knew who was here. I don't know why you were trying to call me. I was like, well,
Why though?
first of all, I wasn't fucking calling you. Okay.
Yeah.
Your niece was calling you. So there's that. So I call my dad because I'm pissed and I'm hurt because, like, my sister always had a way of, like, alienating everybody when she was with them.
Mm.
And that was a perfect example. And I called my dad and I was so upset. And he's like, I'm not a parent anymore. I don't have to be a parent anymore. I don't have to do this anymore. My job is over with that. And this is didn't want to stand for me because no one ever did. No one ever would stand up for me for how I was treated. But I
Parenting is for life, not just for
you sign up.
Christmas.
I'm sorry, you sign up for that for life. You are the fucking
Yeah.
parent and I am the kid. I always get to
Yeah.
be the kid because you're my parent.
Yep.
Like, just with my kids. They are my children. They will forever be my children. I will forever be in their corner. I will never say to them, "Oh, I'm not a parent anymore." Well, then who the fuck is my dad? Who
Yeah. Oh, the shitty parents who oh, you're 18 now, so you're kicked out of the house. Fuck off. So,
Yeah, and this was just
parent
a
of the year.
couple years ago, This was just a couple years
Jesus.
ago.
Yeah.
And
Jesus.
I'm not a parent anymore. What the fuck?
That is lunacy. I haven't had I almost wish my parents said that because then we would just end the contract. We wouldn't keep up with this
But
stupid
it's like when you
dance
really go back to,
charade.
like, your situation, if we're looking at your situation specifically, it's like,
Mm.
oh, I am still a kid because I'm your kid. And I may
Yeah.
be an adult, but I'm still your fucking kid. I'm your
And also, I was
child.
incredibly sheltered. They would complain, "You kids never go out anywhere or do anything. You know, when we were your age, we were always out all day, every day." Okay, mum, dad, you haven't shown us how to use public transport. You haven't shown us places in this area. We keep moving house to house. We're northern suburbs, but still, or where do we go nearby? You haven't shown us places. You don't let us do it. Sometimes they would drop us off at the mall, at the Galleria. But that was about it. Oh, we do sleepovers, but actually getting out into the world and exploring and being independent, we weren't even that keen to get our driver's licenses. There was just a complete childhood forever, and in perpetuity, which I think my brothers, they're still living with my mum. And I kind of feel like you're maturing, but not at the rate you should be. You know, I've grown in leaps and bounds. I know I'm the oldest, but I've grown in leaps and bounds because I just ran away.
Yeah, you
I
removed
I
yourself.
abandoned.
You removed
Yeah.
yourself from it.
Oh, so getting back into the transition. So, first of all, I'm just high on life. I'm on testosterone, basically steroids. I feel amazing. I am exercising. I am working. I'm working out. I am running my own business. I'm studying. I'm just everything. I think I was even making a podcast at that point. Just nonstop. Go, go, go. I wish I could go back to that. That was amazing. Then I was pushing myself way too hard, and in retrospect, I got a little cold, just a little tiny cold, and I wasn't stuck in bed or anything. I was still able to work, but then I felt tired all the time and never seemed to get better. And I thought, oh shit, I have chronic fatigue again. So I just thought, oh, it's because of Barber Forest virus. You know, that was years ago, but obviously there's maybe something in my DNA or whatever. My mom's saying, well, it might be the testosterone. Stop taking the testosterone. No, mom, fuck off. Clearly not. And
It's like the one time she was
well,
probably right. And
the one time she was probably
she
right.
should
Yeah,
have
I should
listened
have
to
stopped.
might have listened to her.
Well, my endocrinologist gave me this idea, well, don't just stop the cold turkey. It can be quite dangerous. So if you have any issues, just talk to me, and we'll try different dosages and yada yada yada. But I just didn't even look at testosterone as being the cause. And I mean, I got worse and worse and worse. But if I stop taking testosterone, I'll turn into a woman. You still look like you sound like a man, but you still look like a woman. You're still a little petite lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. I was not so petite at that point because the testosterone made me gain a lot of weight. I was constantly bloated, and I got an endoscopy, colonoscopy, all of that, and the doctors never once said stop taking the testosterone. In any other case, stop taking your medication. It's obviously your medication that's making you ill. If you're taking hormones because you're a tranny, nope. You keep taking that. It's killing you. We know it's killing. We can't say anything. We're afraid of you suing us.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was just gonna say. It was obviously making you sick, but they can't be like, "Oh, I approved this, and now it's actually killing you, but I can't tell you that it's killing you because I gave it to you and told you to
And
take it."
how is that proper treatment? It's not like trans people are demanding you let us take HRT no matter what. You just, even if it's killing us, don't say, we never asked for that. No one asked for, please give us this drug that's killing us. You know it's killing us. We want you to be professional. And that's why one of my latest videos was saying that trans medicine is harming trans people. And I mean, you had some delusional people, and they go, "Well, I did the informed consent model, and I went to, Thailand, and I got surgery there, and they're very good." And you missed the point. The
Do you think
fact that
sometimes it goes so far for some that they feel like because they've poured their whole heart and soul into this being trans thing that like there is trans regret, but because they've gone so far, it's too scary to go backwards?
it's the sunk cost fallacy. I see that a lot in the trans movement. Someone has had so many botched surgeries, or they'll have a fake penis or a neo vagina or whatever, and they have it revision after revision. It's made them incontinent, and now they've lost the new fake genitals anyway. No, I don't regret transitioning. I definitely don't regret transition. I can't sit down right now. It hurts.
But they do regret it. Like maybe there is some, not
They
all of
do.
them, but
They so.
they do, but because you've gone down this rabbit hole so too far like that you can't go back because it would be
Or they probably
embarrassing for
can't even
them.
see it. And I'm glad I did my research on logical fallacies, because it is, and I've been in that place too, where you're just
I've gone
you
this far, I can't turn back.
you are a fish who has only ever been in water. You don't know what wet feels like because you've never felt what dry feels like.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and the boiling frog metaphor as well. It's like, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. My forearm is
And
gone
then I'm
because I
dead.
made a penis out of it, but I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine.
And I was never keen on the phalloplasty. Well, I was asexual at the time. I still, even though I was on testosterone, and this is around 2015, still no inkling yet. We'll get into that because it gets quite alarming. Things get fucked up. We're not even there yet. I've had to give you all this preamble because it gets fucked.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting worse and worse. I can't eat a lot of. I'm having all these. I didn't realize I was having food intolerances. I was bloated all the time. I smelt like a corpse. I was sweating constantly.
Well, just
It's
like a man. Just like a man.
just farting and bo,
Yeah.
and
Just like a man. Perfect.
yeah,
Smelt like a
and
corpse, farting, BO. It's perfect.
this worked. It
Typical
worked.
man. Typical man.
Yeah. So it was. Well, in the notes I do have from my endocrinologist, Connor is putting on muscle very well, and she just says, "Oh,
Was
it's
that
muscle mass."
was
No,
that your trans name, Connor?
Connor, yes,
Okay.
according to Connor. Because and this is something a lot of trans people do. They become fixated on a fictional character. For me, it was Connor from Detroit Become Human, who looks a little like me.
Mm-hmm.
And well, before that, I was fixated on Michael Fassbender and his character David in Prometheus. And so that's where
You
I don't know if
fixated
it's just
on that
I fixated on
because
men I wanted to be.
yeah.
And I would go through phases of different men, and so it wasn't even like that I wanted to be with them. I had no sexual fantasies or romantic fantasies. It was what I wanted to be, that man specifically. And it was this weird obsession. I could see it. It's very sick. It's very unnatural.
But I think
And I
that
dressed up
stems
as those
back to
characters.
like at this point in your transition or in your life of just really wanting
Mm.
to be seen and then having a community of people that's standing behind you that see you,
Yeah.
but no one ever really tried to understand you.
Yeah. It was just that I joined one team and then I moved to another team, and it was just, moving from fandom to fandom or
Yeah.
becoming trans. It was all the same thing. It is all these superficial connections. I never had any real deep connections. To quote Linkin Park, I want to heal. I want to feel like I'm close to something real. And I'll let
Yeah.
go of the
But
pain
that's
I felt
literally
so
what you
long.
search for from, like, your adolescence into adulthood.
Yeah,
It's,
I
like,
was living
literally what
that
you were
song.
searching for. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, the thing is, gaining all that weight was this rebellion. So I didn't care that I was fat, because, oh, I'm not small anymore. I have bigorexia. Now it's more the fact that, well, I'm in a good place right now. I'm feeling very good. I've quite bulky in terms of muscle right now. And I feel good, and like that's the way I want to look. Whereas then I went from a very skinny, about 45, 50 kilo girl, trying to be as petite as possible, starving myself. Oh, and I had this OCD thing of counting my meals and counting however many things I ate in a day, and kind of berating myself of eating too much. Now I know, well, it's because you were just eating like, well, they say eat like a bird. Birds eat a lot, but just eating a lot of grains and carbs, very empty foods. It wasn't hearty protein fats
Yeah. Yeah.
to keep me satisfied. Because I eat one meal a day now, but it's like 3,000 calories of meat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was trying to be as skinny as possible, and then I just snap, cut my hair, take testosterone, gain weight, build muscle, feel great. And then I started gaining a lot of fat. So it was, I don't know why that was. Well, my doctor gave my endo gave me progesterone. She put the implant in my arm of implant on. So you got one hormone telling me I'm a man, the other one saying I'm pregnant because I kept having periods. My dosage of testosterone was so low, I was still having periods, and I didn't want periods. So, oh, we'll give you birth control. This is insane, which really fucked me over when I detransitioned, which we'll get to when we get through this. But yeah, the being overweight now, Bessel van der Kolk in The Body Keeps a Score talks about this, that women who binge eat or to have obesity for whatever reason, they love it that it's a shield. It keeps men away from them
Yeah.
because they usually have a history of sexual assault.
Yeah.
Whereas men, they like the signs because they were bullied, and so no one can pick on them because they just have the sheer weight advantage. Some skinny guy tries to punch you, well,
Yeah.
you just push him right back. You
Yeah.
can sit on
And
him.
it falls over. Yeah, totally.
And I think for me, it was actually more the male motivation there, that I felt like I can push my bullies away. I'm not this scrawny, small little thing. I was so disgusted. Even seeing group photos of myself now, I'm getting better at it, but I see photos of myself and I'm 5'3" and everyone else is up here. I'm like, I'm so disgustingly small. So that's another thing. Bixia wasn't addressed. And then I was getting inklings of sexuality emerging, which was I was kind of turned on by being masculine and doing masculine things and all
Yep.
that.
Yep.
So that's where that autoandrophilia comes in. Did I always feel that way? I always like to pretend I was a male character, but it really wasn't until I was on the testosterone that a sexuality started to emerge, and it was this autoandrophilia.
Mm-hmm. For people that
And
may not know what that is, can you give a quick little?
so autoheterosexuality, as the umbrella term, is someone who has an inverted sexual orientation. It doesn't really matter who they're with, but what they are in that relationship. If they're the dominant or submissive, the masculine, the feminine, maybe there's an overlap between the BDSM. There's no studies on this, we don't know. It could be. And so the autogynephiles are turned on by the idea of being women. They like to role play as, being pregnant or lactating breasts. You'll see it's real fucked up stuff.
Yeah, it's totally
They'll go
fucked.
into women's toilets. They'll masturbate. Now, autoandrophiles, we're rarer. So we are women turned on by the idea of being men. And we tend to keep it in our pants, or we just keep it at home. We don't go out in public and make it someone else's problem. So in Japan, they call it the Russian girls. So the straight ones will like to look at anime or manga, that is porn, of gay relationships. And they will like to imagine themselves as a gay man in a gay relationship and having those sort of
confusing.
sexual encounters.
Okay.
It's very confusing.
It is.
So I think it comes from these girls, a lot of them do have trauma, or they are seeing pornography, heterosexual pornography, where a woman is choked, spat on, treated like shit. Doesn't happen in gay porn. So they build this fantasy of, well, if I was a man, I'd be equal. I'd be safe. and they like these pretty sort of the bishonen, the anime men. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible, but it's a very 21st century modern internet thing, and it's very weird and convoluted.
It is, yes.
So
I'm like,
I'm
huh?
I'm the rarest of the rare type of autoandrophile, whereas I am attracted to women. I'm pretty sure I'm a lesbian. I don't know if I'm bisexual, but mostly I like being the man in the relationship. I like the idea of being with a woman in that sort of heterosexual dynamic. And
It's like when you
so
see lesbians, like, one of them's the guy.
one of them's the guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
So back in the day, this would have been called the stone butch lesbian. Although stone butch lesbians don't even like being touched. They will like to satisfy their partner, but they don't like to be touched because they have obviously what we would call now gender dysphoria. I'm not quite that extreme. So yeah, I have this emerging sexuality, and because I'm trans, it's so focused on the self and how others perceive me. So what could have been a normal, I probably needed a little bit of hormones of some variety to help me get over my asexuality. I firmly believe that asexuality, in most cases, if it's not trauma, it's an endocrine problem. I just needed something to kind of get my libido jump started. And
Yeah,
it's just
because, I
unfortunate.
think, like, estrogen and progesterone play a role into libido, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had the birth control on my arm, and I was taking the testosterone. So that's actually that point around 2015 to 2017 when I started to have those changes. But it's just so sad that my sexuality, and I'm trying to sort of reprogram myself and get over these things. Like I would have priapism, which is the erection, sort of an erection of the clitoris and the erectile tissue down there. Very painful, would last hours, and I was not told this, but I was at risk of it's like oxygen deprivation. I could have lost my parts.
This is from being
But I
on the
just
testosterone,
yeah,
and
and
no one explained this to you when you started taking it. Like,
my
there was no, "Okay, here's if you want the testosterone, here's A, B, C, D, E, F, G of all the things that could happen."
there's no troubleshooting.
It was
There's
just
no
like,
yeah.
"And then this, and then you'll have this." There was no, like, "But this could happen."
No one talked about priapism. No one talked about all the weight gain, and I was losing my mind. I was in a wheelchair at one point. I was so fatigued. I had trouble walking. Again, I still refused to stop taking the testosterone because my endocrinologist said, "No, no, we'll keep trying different ones." I was having sadomsexual urges at one point. I was having really violent urges that I felt like I was going to act upon. I tried calling my endo. I could not get through for a few days there. I was so ill, but I kept taking the testosterone because they told me to not stop. Eventually got through to their nurse, and they went, "Oh, no, no, you can just go ahead and stop. I'll make an appointment with the endocrinologist." So I tell her this, and she spends most of the time more focused on the name I want to be referred to as, because I said, "Call me Connor, Courtney, Coulson, whatever the hell you want." And she could never pronounce my surname correctly, and I was just like, "Your name's Nicole. So it's Coulson, like Nicole, you
Yeah.
fucking," I should have said, "You fucking moron."
Yeah.
Not that I care, because I feel like I want to murder you and everyone else
Because of
around
how
me.
the much rage you had from the testosterone.
Yeah, and she didn't say anything about, she wasn't like, well, you are basically getting roid rage right now. You are on the testosterone." She kept talking, she was like talking about movies I'd seen recently. She wasn't even focusing on what was wrong with me. And being this naive kid, I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I guess you're trying to calm me down. I guess I'm so silly. Oh, I was just an overreaction." Cece, sometimes I would have to wait an hour after my appointment to see my endocrinologist because the last patient was threatening to kill themselves, or I could hear them screaming and banging on the walls and throwing
But
tables and whatever.
it's not a mental health issue.
This is fine.
It's
This
fine.
is fine.
Everything's
Okay,
fine. No, there's no
that guy
mental
had,
health issues here at all.
yeah, that guy had to be dragged away by some EMTs, but like,
There's no mental health issues with this type of stuff. None.
I was so blind. It's like I'm talking about leaving a cult. I was so blind. I was seeing all these other followers suffering and screaming out in pain.
And like you're going through all of this, and
Yeah.
and your intuition, because women's like, I guess men have intuition too, but women's intuition
Yeah.
is very
Women-
strong.
It's
Y-
very strong.
You knew some part of you knew, but then you've got that ego kicking in, like, you can't stop taking this because this is what we want, and
Mm.
then you somehow knew that, like, this is not right.
There was a part of me that knew, but I just kept pushing it down. I think a lot of the trans community, maybe a majority of them,
And I do think
The
that this
ones
comes down to some mental health.
It is. We all have underlying mental health issues.
Yeah.
For me, I think it started as I'm a little depressed and lonely, and I don't fit in, and I feel ignored. And then, well, eventually it blows up into full-on psychosis. Thankfully, not violent psychosis, but I, towards the end there, believed that I was a robot. I believed that I was an android in a human body. I had transhuman dysphoria, which, when people make this argument that the transgender movement is a pipeline to transhumanism, abso-bloody-lutely. And I was one of those people where, you know what? I actually kind of hate my body in general, and a lot of trans people around were saying, "Yeah, can we just be androids? Can we just have artificial bodies?" And now I would say, you fuckwit, you are your body.
Yeah.
You and your brain. Your brain is you. Your body is you. A lot of your neurons are in your stomach. So you were influenced absolutely by all of this.
Yeah, and it makes me sad, and I don't wanna be like, "Oh, I feel sorry for you," because I don't feel sorry for you. It makes me feel sad because
We're empathizing, I suppose, sympathizing.
oh, I fucking hate empathy. It's like
Well, now they've weaponized that word.
I've never been in your shoes. I don't actually know what you felt, but
That's
I
true,
do
yeah.
feel sad for you because I've so clearly understood you in the last hour and a half that we've been talking. Like, I just wish I was your mom all those years ago because I would have been like, you need someone to love you and understand you and just make you feel seen when that is all you were actually looking for. And it makes me sad because we look at this this movement of transgenderism or whatever you want to call it now. And, like, all of these little kids and these kids,
There's children who
the
I'm
children and
22 when I went through this. I look at Jazz Jennings as the saddest story I have ever heard, and that no one intervenes, and that these people filming it for shame on TLC.
yeah,
Fucking vultures. You're
to
seeing this boy being mutilated.
glamorizing it,
And now
and
he's morbidly obese. He has no sexual function. He's developmentally delayed. He's like a child amongst
yeah.
adult.
Well, and it's like they don't want to admit that this is a mental health crisis,
Yeah,
And it's like I said, I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm just, regular old fucking 44-year-old mom over here, and you told me your
yeah,
story, and I'm like, "You were misunderstood. No one saw you. All you were looking was for someone to understand you, and then you ended up in this community where they're like,
yeah.
and they got
I'm
your
like a
claws into
reverse.
you."
Yeah, I feel like I'm a reverse Frankenstein's monster, where I was misunderstood. I looked normal, and then but I was misunderstood, being beautiful, a beautiful, normal teenage girl. But I felt misunderstood. My beauty was almost a curse because no one wanted to know what was underneath. They just saw me as this pretty thing, and I'd have old men telling me to smile more and all that shit when I'm out in public. And then I disfigure myself. I become Frankenstein's monster, and but nothing changes on the inside. I'm still that misunderstood monster.
Yeah, 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 and that makes me sad for you, and not in like a
Yeah.
pity way, just in like a,
Yeah.
I wish someone
Damn,
was.
bitch, that's sad. You live like this?
Yeah, like it's just sad because because I'm a mom, like I can see the little girl in you because I'm a
Yeah.
mom and because this world is so concerning now with all of this stuff. It just makes me so sad for you
Yeah.
because someone should have like gotten you the fucking
Thank you.
gotten the help that you needed.
Right?
Like
Fucking hell.
now something else I've heard and I don't know if this is true in my experience with the person I had told you about before we came on.
Yes, yes.
A lot of trans people are diagnosed with borderline personality disorder
Oh, although now it's ADHD. It's actually borderline, but now they've rebranded as ADHD. Totally unrelated. It's such a bullshit thing.
because it's the same thing.
Yeah, we are reframing genuine mental health conditions as like, you go queen, like, no.
It's a real thing, and that person had that, and it was very apparent.
Mm.
But
Some people accuse me of having borderline because of that shifting, that the unstable sense of self,
no,
which
but
I
I
don't
think when
have
you
anymore.
look back at your
But
childhood and the way you were raised and the way that, like, you wanted to be seen and all of these things, like, it's very
yeah,
clear that, like, it's very clear what happened to you.
yeah. I wish I had this perspective back then.
Yeah.
I couldn't see it.
Well, yeah, you just had a community of people that were like, yeah, like you're this, and they affirmed you, and that's what people
Yeah.
are looking for, right?
Well, if someone comes in to you and says, "I believe that I am a dog. I believe in a flat Earth. I believe in," it's just like, okay, I'm not going to affirm that. I'm going to ask you first of all why and what the fuck
Yeah.
before we get to, But now it's just I can't even question it. Like one of my closest friends told one of my other friends behind my back, "Oh, this is a bad decision. I don't think she should do this. Could you say something?" So hang on, mate. We're real close, but you don't have the balls to say anything to me, but you'll ask another friend to do that for you. No, you should have all said something, all stood up, all said,
Like,
Courtney.
honey, like
Mm-mm.
something's going on. Like, let's try and get you help. Let's try and, So then you're at the point, okay, so you're super sick. When did you
Mm.
come off the testosterone?
Yes, that wasn't until COVID. So I run away from home around 2017 because my mother was just getting worse and worse. And I don't even have time to tell you the straw that broke the camel's back. It was a long, horrible.
Yeah, I think
My
we should
whole
have an
family turned on
episode
me.
where we talk about moms.
Let's just talk about mums. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I hate the fact that my mum takes up so much of my story, but I can't tell this story without her. She is the reason this. Even though she acts like you should take accountability for your own actions, and this is
It's like,
all your
well, that's
fault.
what I'm doing right now, mom.
Yeah, well, now I am.
Yeah,
And I've had the therapy.
that's what I'm doing.
She doesn't take accountability for her actions, but she just likes to say, "I'm so healed. I've done so much therapy. I've done so
Yeah.
much introspection.
Apparently you
But you keep
haven't.
blaming me.
Yeah.
Why do you keep blaming me, mum? Well, mum. Here's some screenshots.
Well,
Did
boomers don't
someone
know how to
take?
take accountability for anything.
Oh my god. So it's like, well, mum, did someone steal your phone and text this to me? Because
Pretty sure that
that's
was
you,
you.
right?
Pretty sure you did that.
And then she goes silent, and then she doesn't say anything till my next birthday, and then she says, "Oh, I love you, baby. I miss you. Happy
Yeah,
birthday."
sure you do.
And then
Okay.
we do it again and again
Okay.
until the end of time.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, my mates though, I told them this horrible event that happened, and they went, "Holy shit, you got to get out of that house. This is abusive." And I went, "No, maybe." Because they've been telling me for a while, there's some things your mum does that's a bit abusive. You should get out of there. Nah, it's fine. I can
Like
handle it.
emotional bypassing and, yeah.
So yeah, well, she doesn't hit me. Well, she doesn't hit me that much. I was always moving the goalposts.
Yeah.
And when we were
We just want our
children,
moms
it
to
wasn't
love
like
us.
that.
That's what we want.
Yeah. I mean, I spent the first hour of this podcast making it very clear we were not like that. It was a happy, safe childhood. There was no violence. And then all of a sudden, Dad leaves and Mum loses her goddamn mind. She gets worse and worse. And then everyone's suffering. No one has any mental energy or RAM
Yeah.
left
So,
to deal
and that's
with
when you
my
left
shit.
home?
Yeah, because they were bullying me the whole time when I transitioned. No one sat me down and go, "Look, we're all going through something. Dad just left. We're all coping. This is your copium. You are reaching for something to self-medicate. We
100%.
all are."
Yeah.
My brothers started to, they took up weed. They took up drinking to handle everything they were going through. Mum was drinking more. She's always a bit of a wino, but definitely.
Yeah.
And I was oblivious. I was in my own little world, my head up my ass. So none of us were really caring about each other. And then it just came to this explosion where they neglected and abused me just a little bit too much. I ran away. And then, I was living with a mate for a while, trying to get on the disability pension, which a lot of trans people end up going on the disability pension. They start the hormones and then suddenly, I've got chronic fatigue, I've got fibromyalgia, I've got all this, that, and the other, I can't work anymore. Okay, so you're asking us to pay for all your hormones and surgery, which are going to make you incapable of being a functional member of this society.
Yeah.
Oh, oops, nearly pulled down my headphones. Anyway, and so then I actually messaged a different GP because I realized something Dr. Powers. What was his name? He's this American GP in the United States who specializes in trans medicine. I will give this guy credit. He has done his research. He really knows how these work. And I reached out to him and said, "Well, all this testosterone is making me so ill. I can only take a tiny dose." And he said, "Oh, you want to use an alternate androgen. You're obviously very sensitive and you want to you're not, it's not binding to your cells, whatever."
Yeah.
So he
However it
listed a
works,
whole
yeah.
heap of, he listed a whole heap. These are available in Australia. Take this to your GP. And she went, take it to your endo. And my endo went, "No, we don't prescribe those in Australia. No, I don't know where you got that from." Well, Alex Powers seems to be like the foremost expert on this. Although this guy, I looked him up recently, and now he's taking estrogen so that he's a bit more softer skinned, a bit more effeminate. Like, oh god, he's gone down the rabbit hole too. Next, he'll be a lady as well. But yeah,
They'd be like,
that's
trans
the
women are
moment.
women. Oh, okay.
So eventually, everything's going to come to a boiling point. With my family, around 2017, that's when I went, okay, enough's enough. And probably around the same year, 2017, 2018, I said to my endo, well, you're clearly lying to me. You've just told me these drugs are not available here. I think it's because you don't get a kickback from them. You don't get an incentive from these brands.
Well,
You
that's
want me
big
to keep
pharma.
taking
That's big pharma.
you want me to keep taking your brands because you get paid more for those
Yeah.
ones. What a bitch. And yeah, she just referred me to a sexual health clinic. So I was put on a wait list for a couple of years there for this new sexual health clinic they just
And
opened up.
at this, you're still taking testosterone at this point.
I'm taking less and less, and I'm realizing it's making me so ill that I just, I guess it's not really possible. So mm, I've moved out by myself at that point. So 2020, yeah, 2019, 2020. I moved into my own place. I got my own studio apartment. I was actually thinking about getting top surgery, and the plastic surgeon was such a ghoul. He showed no concern, and I was even saying, could I be conscious during the surgery to see it happen? And he's like, oh yeah, no worries, man. We'll do this, that, and the other. I was just like, this is so fucked. And like, I was identifying as a robot at that time because if you remove my nipples and my belly button, it's like make me look like a robot. And it's just, he should have went
What the fuck is wrong with you?
get help,
But like,
but he
not
was
one single person did that for
cha-ching.
you.
No, they see dollar signs. They see an
And I
absolute
mean,
victim.
at this point, you're saying you're a robot. There's something fucking wrong.
There is something clear, and I was aware enough. I was actually trying to see therapists about this, and I got tossed from one to the other, and I finally got referred to one woman she did gender affirmation therapy. So she told me, well, I don't believe in what do they call that? Correctional when they do the oh my god. Conversion therapy. That's what yeah, she went, I don't believe in conversion therapy, so I want you to embrace your android identity. What the fuck? I want to sue that cunt, but I think it's probably too late now. So this is
Okay,
around, yeah.
no problem.
Yeah, it's like, no, okay, just play more Detroit Become Human, watch more Transformers, just
So
become a
entire
complete
like
woman
what
child.
I'm hearing is the entire step of the way is that you're literally begging people to help you, and the entire way you're being met with resistance. The entire
I
time. The entire
Oh,
time.
and also after I was hit by a car, oh, spoiler alert, like years later I was hit by a car. Every fucking nurse, doctor, therapist after that fucked me over. And this is why I want to start my own counseling business, because I'm realizing the professionals are fucking morons. They've not lived through any of this. They have no compassion or understanding. I've got to make a change, even if it's only, a dozen, 100 people
I mean,
in
that's
my
100
career.
saved people, and I think that, like, everything that you've said now, it's just like you were begging for someone to help you.
I had the self-awareness. I was a very bright child. I think much like your daughter, I
Yeah.
was very thoughtful, and I was very
Yeah.
well-read and all that. And I was talking to the grown-ups in a way that they didn't know how to deal with, I don't
Yeah.
think. It's like, oh, she's just so smart. Oh, she's just like a trivia queen. Da, da, da. But never really engaging in that and building on that and fostering it. And so when I did have concerns with my parents, with my doctors,
And it's kind of shitty that that one doctor that was like, "No, you're not trans," but you didn't listen because you were in such a mental state of like, "No one cares about me and no one wants to understand me."
yeah.
But really, he's the one doctor that you probably probably should have listened to that guy.
He was, yeah. I think about the ones who at least said something, at least a little bit. Yeah. I guess the next instinct is, but why didn't you do more?
Yeah.
Well, and I think in hindsight, it's because I should have been surrounded by a loving, supportive, understanding network of people who all were invested, who all had to share. It takes a village to raise a child,
Well, and
even
he
if they're
should
in
have
their
said to
20s.
you like, "Okay, I don't think you're trans. I think you need to get the 10, sessions a year or whatever they give you in Australia." They're like
Yeah.
that to me is like where that appointment should have should have gone.
Yeah,
No,
no
like, the
shit, like,
entire way, like, no one is trying to stop you from doing this.
yeah, so I don't even have to exaggerate anything in my story. I know I hear a lot of trans people telling their life stories and going, "That kinda
You're like,
sounds a little
"Ah, that
hyperbolic."
sounds made up."
I don't have to. But, yeah, I was, at one point, I could barely eat anything. I was still kind of on this plant-based keto thing. I was just so ill, and that initial GP, the one who, knew me since I was a fetus,
Yeah.
he would just prescribe me more and more medications, and then there was a breaking point there around the same time as well, where he said, "Oh, hey, how much you take this other thing, Iberogast, this natural remedy for stomach ache?" That's the first thing he prescribed me. So we've gone full circle. Can't you tell me what else? He didn't say stop taking testosterone or try the FODMAP diet or a carnivore diet. No. So it really was. Oh, by the way, they legalized gay marriage around 2017. I started taking hormones in 2015. I didn't want to, or I was kind of on the fence, and then the pressure ramped up. Then I'm on hormones in 2015. They legalized gay marriage in 2017. Then the AIDS Council of New South Wales suddenly does this hard pivot to the opposite of what they were fighting for, gay rights. Now we want the straight people pretending to be the opposite sex rights.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
basically what they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm thinking a lot of that, they probably have bots, they probably have agents working on the tumblers and all that. I'm probably getting subconsciously influenced that way. They're influencing all the doctors and therapists and all. If I transitioned 10 years earlier, would have been fine.
And I think, like, you saying even that you don't wanna do this anymore, like, they're probably thinking, "This is a lawsuit waiting to happen, so we're just gonna keep giving her," or it's a discrimination lawsuit because, like like, there's so many avenues it could be going. Do you know what I mean?
And they don't have a piece of paper. They don't have a checklist that tells you, oh, detransitioner, you do this, that, and the other. No worries. There is no infrastructure. I've actually talked to a foundation around here that wants to introduce a detransition regimen. Thank God. So hopefully that's happening. And I'm glad that people find me on YouTube. They reach out to me. It's people who can change legislation. But yeah, so 2020, COVID breaks out, obviously.
Mhm.
And I don't want to be in a hospital when the end of the world is apparently happening. That's what it seemed like. So I was just stuck in my studio apartment alone. And they say isolation's bad for the mental health, but in my case, it was very good because this whole autoandrophilia, or this whole seeing myself through other people's eyes, being so concerned how other people view me, went away.
Yeah.
I was so sick on this. I stopped taking the testosterone and the birth control. I just went, fuck this. I feel like shit. I look like shit. But then, will I turn into a woman again? I don't. So I got some chalk pastels, made it look like makeup on my face. And I went, I've been fucked over. I haven't changed at all. I,
Yeah.
and then the sexual health clinic eventually called me back. The intake nurse calls me, and then I say, well, actually, I want to detransition. Could you help me with that? Do you know what I should do? Call your GP. We don't know how to deal with that. I'm sorry. So a GP is supposed to know more than a sexual health clinic who transitions people.
That's so sad.
So, for anyone out there wanting to know the detransition process, as I and my women's health clinic GP we have a rudimentary thing we've got now. First of all, don't quit cold turkey, especially if you're doing birth control and testosterone. I went through 4 false pregnancies over the course of about a year or two. It was horrendous. But yeah, we also did pelvic ultrasound. We did an ultrasound on my breast. We did all the blood tests, and we just monitored my menstrual cycle like a hawk.
Hmm.
Because it was just okay. How do we undo what was done? There are no longitudinal studies except for those. I think they were Ukrainian athletes. These women who were given steroids back in the 80s. That's all we know.
That's
So I did look at
insane.
them.
That's just insane to me. Like,
You roll this out when you don't know what it freaking does.
well, and like people telling you, "Oh, you were an adult, you consented to it." It's like you asked for help so many times along the way, and not one single person.
I freaking tried.
They
Then
affirmed you, which is exactly what which is exactly what you needed to
Mm,
feel understood.
yeah,
Like, it fucked with your mental
and
health more, I feel.
mental and physical health, and yeah, as I was hinting at with my sexuality, it's like it's a shame that now I have this autoandrophilia or this dom sub thing, this dominance fixation, or because I would get the bloating and the priapism at the same
Mhm.
time. I have this weird it's this association with, oh, bloating is an arousing thing, or it's just like, ew, no, I don't.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, yeah,
I don't want that.
but it's like, and I think we're
The
seeing a lot of this.
Pavlovian response.
I think that, you probably, it's like you said, you're just like a butch lesbian that would be like the dude in the relationship. Like that is what
Yeah,
it
freaking
is.
hell.
And such a simple thing that got turned into something that was so fucking complicated.
I am the victim of gay conversion therapy, essentially.
Yeah.
That I was confused, I didn't even really know my own sexuality, I had no freedom to explore that, and no one suggested it, or, "Oh, if you're asexual now, well, maybe just give it some more time, or maybe we will explore if that's an endocrine problem," or no one knew, so this is why I want to be the one who can be the expert on these things.
But that's such a powerful thing for you to do. Like that
Yeah,
is.
no one knows better than I. I mean, I have to get a degree, but no degree is gonna give me what I already know.
Oh, exactly. You have the lived experience.
School of hard knocks,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. School of Hard Knocks. It's like the worst fucking way to get there, unfortunately for you.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a blessing though. For a lot of people,
Mm,
that's going to be a blessing. Like your hardship is going to save a lot of people.
mm. But then when I detransitioned, again, I was still so vulnerable. I had made the mistake of telling my mother, "Oh, I'm so sorry about everything we went through, and I want a detransition, and yeah, I'm going to start taking the testosterone." And she immediately jumps to, "So you're going to be a woman now?" Oh, I don't know. I just need room to figure myself out. So at least I had some awareness. But no, next thing I know, she's all over me again. She's put me in a bra. We go bra shopping. She put me in a little mini skirt, little hoochie mama prostitute outfit, parades me around in front of her family. See, I'm not a bad mother, is essentially what she's trying to say. Absolute narcissist. Um, and I got rid of I was super girly for a couple of years there because of the influence of my mum, and also just wanting to be loved and be acceptable. Like, oh, I'm so horrified that I've masculinized my body, and I'm trying so hard to be a woman
Well, and you're
again.
still trying to figure out
Um,
who you are.
so I haven't even still
Still
haven't
haven't
had
figured,
been.
just still haven't fucking figured it out. Not one single
Yeah.
person tried to figure it out with you.
And so well, the thing that really shook me up that had to, something needed to change, and that was a near-death experience. So in 2022, I was 30 years old. I was crossing a road after work, hit by a car. It was a hit and run. The guy fled to Turkey, and that's why I'm wearing the eye patch of damage on that side of my face. So I don't want to be distracted by eye flicking open and close all the time.
Yeah, on the podcast,
Um,
like.
yeah, it annoys the hell out of me and probably annoys other people. So I nearly lost my right leg. I got a brain bleed, traumatic brain injury, 2 skull fractures, and I'd separated myself from my mother a little bit at that point again, just wanting some space. But then, oh well, I mean, she was like Kathy Bates in Misery. My daughter's injured. She can't run away. I can care for her.
I'm not like meaning
Dream
to
come
laugh, but
true.
like you make it sound so funny, and because you have that awesome accent, it sounds even better.
Yeah. I look at George Carlin as inspiration. I loved George Carlin's way, and he's a bit of inspiration for me that fucked up things are happening. Fucked up things have happened to me. But I think through humility and humor and skepticism and a little bit of anger and bitterness, all in that mix, it's a much more effective way. Whereas these news reporters always want me to be, oh, I'm just this victim and oh, crying. No, no, bitch. I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it
Well, and
anymore, but I'm going to make jokes about
you're
it.
empowered by it, which is how you should be,
Yeah,
because I believe that, we can't be a victim of our circumstance over the things that have happened
yeah,
to us. I believe that things
yes.
happen for us,
Mm,
and there's always something to take from it. And
mm.
in your case, like, look what you want to do for other people. Like,
Yeah, I think I finally know what I was put on this earth for. I went through hell, like Dante's freaking Inferno,
yeah,
9 circles,
yeah.
the whole trans thing, and then being hit by a car and nearly dying, and then having a psycho mother. I've run the gamut. I know every single facet of what brings someone to this low point and self-medicating and trying to find an easy fix. And no one can teach that, but I want to share what I know and be that inspiration, that guide, that understanding for those kids out there. Especially, it's got a lot of kids
Well,
and young
and that's
adults.
like I look a lot of I look at a lot of this and I think like, man, that was probably just like a gay kid that got really fucking confused, and then his parents were
Mm.
like, oh, like got all.
We would prefer a trans woman daughter than a dead gay son. Basically, is the message. It's like, would you like a live daughter or a dead son? No, no, no. It's would you like a live trans woman or would you like a dead gay? Like that is basically.
Well, and you know, you hear that it's like, oh yeah, well, if you don't let them transition, they're gonna kill themselves. It's like, how about we just get them therapy? Let's just start
Yeah.
there. Let's just start and get them
And they
help.
put the idea. They put the idea of suicide in these kids' head. I was terrified too. I thought, well, so if I don't do this, I'm gonna just suddenly have this compulsion to kill myself. And so many kids have approached me going, I don't know, if I don't transition, am I gonna kill it? No, that is a lie that the AIDS Council and the Rockefeller and the Pritzker family and all these fuckers are
Yeah,
pushing. It
yeah.
is not true. You are in control of yourself. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to feel in control of yourself when you feel that way. I think gender dysphoria is a real
I
condition,
do too. I want to make sure
but
people understand that.
yeah,
I do too. It is very fucking real, but
and
but
it's pretty debilitating.
yes, it's very real, and I don't want to ever discredit someone that actually has it,
Yeah,
you know? But I think that your story, what's beautiful about it is it's beautiful because you can help people now. It's not a beautiful
yeah.
story. But what's beautiful about it is like you're a perfect fucking example of someone who begged to be seen, begged to be understood, asked for help a million times,
Mm.
and you didn't get it.
Yeah, and I'm not what the conservative media wants to shape either. Of, oh, I was just a confused little girl, and actually, I'm a very feminine, womanly woman now, and it
No,
was all
you're
a
like a
mistake. No, no, no.
butchy, like lesbo.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm a punk lesbian pirate
eh,
who loves metal.
yeah, I can get down with metal.
um,
I
hell
like
yeah.
metal. Yeah, I got you, girl.
I'm actually I've actually got this piercing because I want to start my own all-female Linkin Park cover
I
band,
love
and
that.
I want to be Chester Bennington. Yeah,
Amazing.
because
So cool.
I got a deeper voice now, but may as well
Might
use
as
it.
well, yeah, go for it. Now, I know you had said before that like you actually really don't mind your voice now.
Yeah.
You like it. Is
Yes.
there any part of you that sort of wishes that that part didn't change?
Yes. Good segue. So I think I'm one of those rare cases of I'm not like Chloe Cole who goes, oh, there was just a nightmare, it was just a mistake. I was a confused kid. Whatever. It's not no part of me. I don't feel gender dysphoric at all. I think I might still be considered transgender. If, how do you define transgender? Is it someone who is gender dysphoric? Well, I still have those feelings. But it's not the treatment is not one size fits all.
Mhm.
So initially I thought, oh, I'm a detransitioner. I'm the antithesis of trans. I am their enemy. I'm on the other side. No, I think a detransitioner can still technically be trans.
Yeah.
But I have cured myself through other means and addressing other underlying issues. But I guess we'll never know the true answer here. But I feel that being masculinized just closed that gap a little bit. Because I felt so, this skinny girl, high pitched voice, very, very girly. And just,
Which you
this
never
is not
really
who I am.
liked. You never really
I
liked
didn't
that.
like. I looked in the mirror and I didn't know who that was.
Well,
So,
because
and
you
then
were
I
just
was
never allowed to be yourself.
Yeah. And then as Connor, that felt like I was replacing one mask with another. I was trying too hard to be a woman, trying too hard to be a man. And now, butch punk pirate, I'm in this middle ground of I love having a deeper voice. I love being bigger and more muscular. I'm about 65 kilos now. So I think weirdly, at my max when I put on all that weight, I was like 75 kilos, but a lot of that was fat. But yeah, so I'm happy. I'm in a happy middle ground here where I mean I'm surprised people think I am a man. I think they just hear the voice and then it overrides everything.
Yes.
But I just go, well, what if you want me to be? And if I need to, on the phone, I can pitch it up and make it sound a little bit more feminine, and they will never know. But yeah, most of the time it's actually an advantage to be a man on the phone, especially when you're talking to auto mechanics
For
and that sort of thing.
sure. Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
handy.
yeah, totally. So then there's no regret there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
I don't regret the masculinization. But goddamn, I regret not being able to just eat whatever I want and not feel incredibly ill for a week
Yeah,
afterwards.
or just not having anyone in your corner to advocate for you.
Mm. Or the false pregnancy. So that was the one time in my life I was really clucky. I was just it opened the floodgates. When I detransitioned, I was sobbing all the time. It was like I was suddenly aware of, man, my past is really fucked up. I couldn't face it before. And then I was thinking, oh my God, have I ruined my fertility? Actually, after I was hit by the car, I was in my weird concussed brain damage state. I'm like, oh my God, have I ruined my fertility? I'm still fixated on that.
Yeah.
And I really wanted children, although now a different place in my life, so I don't know if that's ever going
I
to be
mean,
a
you never know. Like
possibility. You never
I
know.
had my first at 36.
Yeah, I definitely want to foster kids. I would love to do that. I have such a soft spot for kids who go through fucked up situations. So if some kid's being bandied about in a horrible divorce case, or parents are being arrested for whatever, hey, Auntie Courtney will be here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I was older, so like sometimes you change your mind when you get a little bit older.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
you
I definitely did, but then I was hit by a car, and then it went away again.
yeah, you're like, oh,
As tends to do. Yeah, that shook everything up, and it made me just realize, oh yeah, everything in my life is fucked up. This whole wanting to be a girly girl. So I threw out all the girly girl clothes. So now I've bought a whole new wardrobe of, well, I tend to go off tops, thankfully. So I've gone through like 3 wardrobes, but they were all secondhand. So.
that's so funny. I love it. I love it. You know, it's funny because like for myself, I'm like I'm not a super girl. Like I'm not a girly girl at all. Like
Yeah.
I'm wearing tights and a huge baggy t-shirt underneath and a Bass
Yes.
Pro Christmas Bass Pro shop. It's Christmas. Look, he's got a Christmas
Beautiful.
hat on.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't give a fuck.
Gorgeous. Runway.
But I mean, in the same token, like I like to do my makeup and I like to like, like whatever. But for the most part, like I'm not like a girly girl like that either. And I never really
No, see,
was.
I like the eye makeup so people know how dark and angsty and mysterious I am.
Yeah, yeah.
But otherwise,
I love that though. I love that.
yeah.
So if you could go back,
Yes.
what would you tell yourself today? If you could go back when you were like a kid and you needed to hear something, what would you go back? Like, what would you say to yourself today?
Yeah, because I really needed an adult. Because that was what I was just so desperate for, just someone to give me that guidance and comfort.
So what
But
would be
how would I get
like
myself?
what would be the one thing you would tell yourself, knowing what you know,
Well,
now?
slow the fuck down, because obviously the main issue comes about when I watch X-Men First Class. I'm like, I want to be Michael Fassbender now. Okay, slow the fuck down. So just cut your hair short. Start wearing men's clothes. Start bodybuilding. Women can build a fair amount, and with my genetics, actually in my family, maybe we've got low myostatin. I don't know, but we build muscle quite well. Um, Even my grandparents still maintain a lot of muscle mass. It's just, yeah, maybe start talking a little lower, cut your hair, and try living as a butch woman. Don't pretend you're a man. And then, by the way, mental health care plan. I'll tell younger Courtney, mental health care plan
Yeah.
that exists. I think I would just need therapy. I need someone to just kind of walk me through as I'm playing with my identity, just having someone to reassure me. Because my mum, obviously, and my family wouldn't. If I did just start dressing as a boy or as a bush woman, that would not have been met with approval. But if I had a therapist at least who would say, "Look, what you're doing is great. Good on you." That's all I needed. I just needed an adult.
Yeah. So basically you would tell yourself slow down,
Mm,
get help,
yeah.
get someone to listen to you
Mm.
and make informed decisions.
Yeah, true informed consent. And that's the problem, is that these therapists and these doctors, these endos, they think they're doing informed consent, but no one told me half. As I've covered in this 2 hours, it's like
It's like
there are a heap of
and
symptoms
they're giving you
that are not written
affirming care, but
anywhere.
they're not affirming that you have there's some mental health issues going on here.
And I realize now I have hyperphantasia, so my imagination is really intense. It can be physical sensations and not just images in my head. I thought that was normal. I was very prone to dissociation all through my life. And so to survive my family, I imagined I was like their android butler, Rosie the robot, kind of a maid, whatever. Because they would scream at me for all sorts. My youngest brother yelling at me for oh, there's bits of food left in the sink. You're fucking 18 years old.
Yeah.
Who the fuck? What teenage boy? Okay. And so understanding now, I am going through a lot of. I still deal with, and then I got the traumatic brain injury and PTSD on top. I'm just collecting mental conditions. Um, but yeah, being able to be a bit more objective and having the experience to just calm myself down and go, that was then, this is now. And days I feel that I'm dissociating, I just actually, I might be more inclined to film a video because it forces me to look at my face. It helps me to reintegrate my appearance.
Yeah.
I don't know why I dissociate like that. It could be stress and trauma or whatever. I don't know. But just random days will be hard where I'll have intrusive thoughts. And no one told me what intrusive thoughts were.
Yeah.
That was a game. Like I have violent
There's my cat.
thoughts. Or oh yeah, I saw a movement. I'm like, is that me? Is that,
It's my cat.
It's a naked cat. It's a Dr. Evil cat.
It is. $1 million. That's Coco. They make an appearance sometimes on the podcast.
Oh.
Hi, Cokie. Hi, baby girl.
Yeah. So there were so many basic freaking things that no one made, like intrusive thought, like I was having these bad thoughts, or not feeling like I was, the violent thoughts, or
And it
body
all goes
horror,
back to
body
mental health.
dysmorphia.
It all goes back
It's
to
all
mental health.
I was just crazy.
Yeah,
That's
you're
all it
fucking nuts. I am a robot. I would have, if you were my friend and you were like, I'm a robot, I'd be like, we're going to the hospital. We're going to get you the fucking help that you need right now because there's something wrong
Everyone
with
was
you.
just like, good on you, man. Good on you for having a weird identity, because the whole fucking trans movement conditions people to just affirm. Oh, yeah, whatever someone wants to be, you let them do it.
And then
They want to be a baby.
You're affirming mental health. There's a problem.
And that's what I'm so pissed off about. That I was failed again and again and again, and even after the accident. I wanted to talk about the accident and the PTSD, and waking up a week later in hospital having amnesia. Let's talk about your mother. Oh, now a therapist wants to talk about my fucking mother.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to talk about her, but now
you're like, I've just spent the last however many years of my life trying to get help, and you haven't been able to. And that's what I think with this wave of what we're seeing with children now, that there's going to be a lot of this.
Yeah. I would say to anyone with kids who are expressing any kind of gender dysphoria, whatever, never dismiss. You're on that first encounter is your very shaky ground. It's like that. Those first things you say, it really cements it into the child. You aren't aware. You're basically their god. Every little thing. You might be just busy or tired that day, but they really latch onto every little thing you say. And I've brought up some things my mother said to me. I thought you preferred this. Or I thought you liked it. I never said that. And it's like, maybe you didn't mean it that way, but you said it like that. So when a kid says, "Oh, I want to be the opposite sex," well, one person online, his daughter wanted to be a boy. So you're like, all right, I'm transgender too. So the dad would rock up at school, full wig, dress, makeup. No, child, you must affirm me. No, that I am she, her. I'm mum number 2.
Can't handle that.
And immediately the kid thought, oh, this is really lame and I don't want to be trans anymore. So if you got the balls, maybe give that a go.
Make that,
But, but otherwise, just this is a time when your child's saying, I really want you to invest a little bit more in me and listen to me.
Understand me.
And understand you. And let them dress up the way they want. And say, hey, you look great. You cut your hair or you're growing your hair out. You look great. You look cool. But never build into or lean into that idea of now you're becoming.
Yeah, don't continue to affirm.
Say that you can dress however you want and you're still you. You don't have to change your labels, your pronouns, your name. You can rock this look. You look great, kid.
You look great.
Cool.
Yes, it's like my daughter with her dark purple lipstick. You look great. I love it. Looks gorgeous.
That's what it's basically the same, like a little kid in the dress-up costume. Mom, look at me.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing as when they're 14. Look at Mom, look at me. I've cropped my hair and I'm wearing a tank top and I'm so manly now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are, kid. Look at you.
Yeah. It's funny when my son will put on like a Chase costume from Paw Patrol and he'll put the hat on and everything and I'll go, Chase, have you seen my son? And he'll take his hat off and he'll go, it's me, Mommy. It's me. It's me, Mommy. And I was like, oh my God, I thought it was Chase.
I love that because kids go through a different phase of developmental psychology. If I had kids, I'd have so much fun with that.
Yeah, it's the best. I could tell you firsthand that it
Theory
is
of mind.
the absolute the best a most amazing blessing ever that us as
Yeah.
women get to experience. It is the best, the best. And it's little
Maybe
moments
I'll
like
know
that.
one day.
You might, and you might not, and that's okay too. Maybe one day
And
you
now
will.
where I'm at, see, I'm very happy. I'm like I'm on my second life. This is my second life, and everything's all coming together. It's all coming up Millhouse. Got the insurance commission money. I'll buy a house. I can do more traveling
Yeah.
and start this counseling business. Um, and not trying to be anything I'm not. I've
Yeah.
realized my whole life
Yeah.
it was trying to be something like, look, I wanna be Chester Bennington in my Linkin Park tribute band. I don't know what to call. I keep calling it Lady Lincoln. I don't know what we're gonna call ourselves yet.
But you're
But
just
like,
on a mission to just not be anything except who you are.
well, I kind of make a lot of self-aggrandizing jokes. Some people will compliment me, like, baby, hell yeah, of course I am. Because I'm kind of going on this phase of like humbleness. I think humbleness should be on the inside, but on the outside, I like the Kanye West excessive confidence. It's just fake it till you make it. I think that's actually a good thing to put on the outside
Oh, because you
because
like
it
trick your subconscious into believing it.
yeah, and it makes other people around you feel they'll believe you, and if they believe you, you believe yourself.
Yeah.
It's like this positive feedback
Yeah.
loop, and yeah, that's what I do now. Like, I am a badass. Why did I want to please my mum or this
Yeah.
trans person or this doctor or fuck all of I'm cool. I was perfect the way I'm smarter than all of them.
Yeah.
I'm more confident. Like, yeah, so you just build on that because I think a lot of trans people are like me. They're trying to please. They're trying to fit. No, 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 no. You're a boy. Wear lipstick. Wear heels. You're fucking badass, dude. You're cool just the way you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a mate of mine does that. Sean Miley Moore. He's actually fairly well known. He was on British, the UK Idol. No, it's the talent. One of those
I
talent
don't
shows.
watch
I can't
any of
remember.
those shows, so I
X
don't
Factor. Britain's Got Talent. One of those.
Yeah.
But he's really good. He went on there and he was dressed in this very android. He's got a shaved head, but he'll wear full face of makeup, heels, dress. And like, he's such an inspiration to me. And I should have thought of him during my transit. Like, well, Sean's still a man. Never said he was anything other than a man. He dresses in women's clothes, men's clothes, whatever.
Just be yourself.
And so that's why I'm out here. I want to be that same inspiration. And I have. I get emails all the time from girls saying, "You saved me from making a horrible mistake. You made me realize I can do
think
this."
that's why these
without pretending."
conversations are so important.
Mm.
And I think, and thank you for sharing all of that with us today.
Yes.
I
We have covered
we've
everything
covered
very
it
thoroughly.
all.
Got it.
And
Yes.
we'll have to have a mummy episode.
Yes.
But I think that it's important for people to realize that, like, I started this podcast, I'm kind of on this movement. I want to have like real conversations with people, really about anything, but these types of conversations specifically are very important. And for anyone that wants to have these types of conversations with people, just because you're a straight white woman or whatever they want to label us as, doesn't mean that you can't ask questions, raise your concerns, fight for what you believe in. Because as we're seeing, are you offended by me asking you this stuff? Are you offended by that?
There's never been anything, and then there's nothing you asked in this 2.5 hours, and I do these the human library, so my human book. I tell my story about detransition. I have to fit it into 30 minutes, which is really hard.
For sure.
And no one has ever asked me a question that I found offensive. If anything, it tends to open up my perspective. I tell the same story over and over again, but then hearing someone else's feedback or reaction, or they ask a question I'd never considered, go, yeah, maybe you're right. Because it was just someone asking a question going, so would you say you're still trans? Well, initially I went, no. Well, yeah, because what do you define as trans? Is it the feeling? Is it just going down the medical pathway? I'm an anti-medicalist transgender person. If we wanted to make a new label, I'd say an anti-medical. I don't think you need big pharma to intervene. It's a matter of you just, for me, it was bodybuilding, changing my appearance, engaging in masculine hobbies, surrounding myself with a bunch of blokes who love cars
For
and
sure.
military antiques like I do.
Yeah.
Those affirm my gender, which really translates to, I found my tribe.
Yeah, and I think when you start to speak more boldly about the things that you believe in, your tribe shows up.
Yeah. I now have real loving relationships, not fair weather friends, not people who are just there because I give them something. It is genuine concern, genuine
Genuine
investment.
connection, genuinely people that can like, if you called me tomorrow and you're like, "I think I'm gonna, like, transition back," I'd be like, "How can I support you?"
Yeah.
Like, those are the kind
Uh,
of people that you attract when you're just fully step into your power.
yeah. Well, so my friend Stephanie, so good Christian family has taken me in. So it's been a very loving, wonderful experience to see what a real functional family looks
Yeah, for
like.
sure.
Christmases with no crying or objects being thrown.
Like, what
Oh,
is
okay.
this? This
Weird,
exists?
so weird. Yeah. And for a few years, it took me a while for my nervous system to just calm down. But something's got to go wrong. Something's got to go wrong. Something's going to go. No, it didn't. But I do get a little anxious. Like we were making Christmas lunch last year. And I got a little bit. I know I could hear my tone get a little short, a little stressed. Like I don't know. Does anyone really want me to make this? I mean, am I in someone's way? I don't know. I don't want someone because growing up, people said no worries. You do what you want. Yeah, no, no, no. You're not in my way. Then later they'll snap at you. Oh my god, you're so demanding. You said I
You
could
said I
do
could do
that.
this, though.
That fucks up your nervous system for life, probably.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah, so initially, well, so Stephanie's parents just accepted me,
Of
and they were
course.
very sorry for me. Like, oh my god, and Steph's dad's a doctor. It's like, wow, you've been really let down here. I'm so sorry the medical industry did this to you.
Yeah, because that's essentially what happened.
Yeah. For a little while, Stephanie and I didn't talk too much. So we used to talk a lot. And then she kind of pulled back a little bit when I detransitioned because I think she was just kind of watching and trying to figure out, so what do I do now? Now we're good mates again. We're working on a novel together. We've been working on a novel for like 12 years. It's a big job. But these are good friends that I can try. Because I became anxiously attached after the accident. And I realized, well, that didn't come out of nowhere. I always felt like I had to prove my worth. I was always on shaky ground. Whereas now, like I've got an avoidant situationship, long story there. But they've withdrawn. And this withdrawal cycle, I don't feel like pursuing. I used to do they pull away, I pursue. I pull, it's the same thing. But now I just feel I can actually trust the people around me.
Yeah, yeah. So in this, because we'll wrap this up, in
Yes, we should.
this, you have learned, this is what I'm gathering from it, to trust
Yeah.
yourself.
My instincts were always bloody right,
Your
and I kept
your intuition
turning
was
them off.
right. So you've learned through this to trust yourself, ask more questions,
Hmm.
push and advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And no solution is simple. If you can just get it in a pill or in a cream, that ain't it,
That's not the
chief. You gotta
solution.
you gotta look real deep.
And for some people it is.
Um, hmm,
Let's like for some people that is the solution.
yeah.
But
Psychologically, it's a starting point. I always say I'm not totally
well,
anti-medication.
once
You're
you've gone, like I
completely,
feel like if you've done like a really like a intense therapy, intense counseling, and then it's still like, no, I still want to do this, then you
yeah,
actually have gender dysphoria. But
yeah,
if you haven't gone
and
down that path and they're just
mm,
pushing like drugs on you, like, oh yeah,
yeah.
okay, let's just cut your tits off, give you some testosterone, let's just do this. That is not how it should be going.
Yeah, with other psychological conditions, if you are, suicidally depressed, so anxious you can't function, you're psychotic, that's where medication is the first response. It's like a first aid, but that should not be what you do for the rest of your life. It should be therapy. It should be touching grass, go outside, change your social circle, change your diet, all of that. And that's where I'm at now is it's holistic. Every condition, every physical or mental condition is a whole picture situation. It's not some isolated part of your body. It's a whole thing. Even if you've got something wrong with your feet, that actually comes from, it's your posture here. Like if you're
Yeah,
stooping forward, for
exactly.
example,
Yeah.
bad jaw posture, bad shoulders, that can affect your feet.
Yeah.
And
It's all
that was
linked. It's all linked.
yeah, that made me because I had to relearn how to walk after the accident, and they told me that sort of stuff. I went, that's the same thing with being trans. It wasn't just because of the gender stuff. It was everything I've covered in this
It was
episode.
literally every single thing that you went through led up to that moment.
Yeah, it was just like, as I said, it's a plane or a sinking ship. It's going, it's still going. This is nothing to
And the
right
doctors are
the
like,
course of it.
"Yeah, let's go."
Yeah, they're turning the other engine off, so I fall faster.
Yeah, yeah. Like, literally, though, which is absolutely devastating. And I shudder to think what is happening to, children now.
We are letting down a whole generation of kids. I'm glad that I do have a young audience. I've got a lot of young viewers, and they like Auntie Courtney. They like that I'm no shit. I'm straight talk. I'm real with them, and they respond to that. Um, and I'm cool and hip. That's why I got the lip ring, so that I
Yeah,
feel they can
yeah,
relate to me.
because you
Yeah,
look super cool.
yeah. um, Whereas I think a lot of adults, there is bigger and bigger generational divides because of technology. So I try to keep up as best I can, although I use a Nokia flip phone. But now the kids like the Nokia flip phones too. So okay, cool. Let's play
I
Tetris
could
together.
never. I
Cool.
have a giant iPhone.
Yeah. No. So I am born at just the right time. I was raised by the internet, indifferent parents. I wasn't one of the iPad babies, but I can definitely connect with the Gen Z and Gen Y and the fact that you've had absolute carte blanche.
Yeah,
You have had free reign in a place that really shouldn't be for you. Australia has banned social media for kids, and I think good on them.
yeah, absolutely.
And they've all got withdrawal symptoms now. They're just like, Mum, I don't know. I got the
They do.
chills.
I took my
What
kids'
do I do?
iPads away in May, and I'm not giving them back.
Good.
Yeah,
And yeah, my mental health's been so much better just getting rid of social media or just checking it on my desktop occasionally. But yeah, I can relate. That's why I'm the translator. I can bridge the gap between these parents who grew up in a whole different culture and these kids who were raised by the internet. I'm somewhere in the middle where I had like 10 years minimal internet and then was on there chronically.
yeah, and that is amazing that you're gonna be able to be that for someone because you're gonna save so many people from having to go through what you went through, which is it's just crazy.
Mm, Doing this legally is such a weird thing. I've talked to careers counselors and stuff, and even lawyers, and saying, well, if I want to start this kind of life guru, life coach thing, it's not really, can I say counseling? Is that legal? So I say mentoring right now because apparently in the United States, counseling is a protected term, but it's not in Australia. So it's this weird,
Oh
oh
yeah,
God,
you could yeah, I think you can say mentor and then you're totally safe because you probably get people reaching out from all different countries, I would
yeah.
assume.
So if someone wants to email me, we can kind of like little hush hush under the table. We can do counseling,
Yeah.
which I've already done now, and I've
Or
helped
coaching.
all kinds of coaching. I've helped all sorts of families so far. Very cheap introductory prices. I'm like a student hairdresser. Like, look, we're figuring this shit out.
No, literally though, like for real though. So then, okay, with
Yeah.
that, I'm gonna link everywhere where people can reach you, but tell people how they can connect with you, what you're doing for people right now, and like how they can link up
Yes.
with you to talk about this stuff.
Well, triviandesigns.com is my main website. That's where everything is. And you can get to me through my contact form there. I think the email address is written there anyway. I am Courtney Coulson, Coulson, on YouTube. And you can get to my email from there.
And I'm gonna
You can
link it
even,
all.
I look
It'll
at
all
my,
be linked to our
yeah.
YouTube and
And
on Spotify and
leave
all
me a
the
comment.
places.
I'll still read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can provide my mentoring service. So next week I start a mental health course, this little short 6-month one, and then I do it. Actually, I'm told I should actually go into community services.
Okay.
So I don't have to do the whole psychology because I think I would probably get too angry doing psychology
Yeah.
because I think there's a lot of things going wrong with that right
Yeah.
now. So yes, this could be a community service. And yeah, very happy to hear from anyone, whether it's someone with a gender dysphoria,
Your parents, kids, yeah.
parents, or whole families. And I think this should be a whole family thing. If a child wants to transition, it's the whole family. How does everyone feel? Is everyone consenting? Is everyone informed? Because most of the time, no.
No. No. And
So I'm trying to correct the course
it's
there.
okay to ask those questions. So for people that are afraid to ask the questions, don't be afraid to ask the questions. Have the conversations. Have these types of conversations.
Yeah. That's why I do human libraries. And if you look up, there's probably a human library in your city, see if there's any trans or detrans people who are part of that. Because this is so important. Just having these honest, curious conversations. It's not judgmental. It's not hostile.
Mhm.
I very rarely. The only time I've had arguments is usually just keyboard cowboys on the internet who feel entitled to either take me out of context, straw man argument, who don't want to give me the benefit of the doubt, who are accusing me of things I never said or never did. But in person, when you're, or even, in a webcam situation, eye to eye, it's very hard to feel so emboldened and so rude.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, people get ballsy. They get real ballsy. I mean, I post content that's a little more polarizing, but that is to, gain the views, and we need the views because we need the eyes on the
Yeah.
content to get the awareness on the subject, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that definitely brings in the keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Anyways, we will
Keyboard cowboys.
link
Yeah.
everything for people to reach you. If
Yes.
you guys made it through this whole episode, good on you. I hope you have learned something about, number one, what's happening um in this community. And we're not saying that transgender doesn't exist. I want to make sure people
Yeah.
understand that, because I'm very
Absolutely.
respectful of that. And
Yeah.
I want people to understand is we're not saying it doesn't exist, but what we are saying is that a lot of people aren't getting all the facts, and they're not
Yeah.
getting the help that they actually need, because
And it's
sometimes
not one size fits all.
yeah,
You might not need to be medicalized.
yeah.
And also, there's studies that show, just briefly,
Go.
when you transition, it increases gender dysphoria, which is what happened to me. And so then you have
You
this
continue to
mounting problem.
question.
Yeah, well, you don't feel right. You feel worse in your body. And as a woman, I'm not getting my pap smears. I am not taking care of my female physical health. And so now I am technically a trans person. I have gender dysphoria, but I'm not fucking delusional. I know I'm in a female body, and that female body menstruates. I need pap smears. I need to take precautions during sex. I need to do all these things.
Yeah. Like, oh God, makes me crazy. But don't
Yeah,
be afraid to have these conversations. Don't be afraid to talk to people about this. And if you are experiencing gender dysphoria or questioning your sexuality or whatever it is, please do not be afraid to advocate for yourself. Talk to people, and don't just jump into something that you don't fully understand.
and also notice your body. I want to connect with your body. I think that's probably the most important thing I can tell anyone out there is when you're having this conversation, you're feeling gender dysphoria, try to figure out where in your body that is. And then when you're telling other people and they start questioning you and you start getting worked up, start noticing that your pulse is increasing, your heart rate's increasing. Why is that happening? Because if this was just fact, if I'm coming out as gay, and if I told someone, I'm gay, I probably would not think that much of it. I would not, if they started questioning me or even being a little hostile, I'd be very calm.
Yeah.
I would not feel that my reality was so fragile that someone criticizing would fall. Like, yeah, I don't know why I'm this way. I like ladies.
Yeah, this is what it
It's how I
is.
am.
Yeah, this is what it is. And don't be afraid to ask the questions. Don't let people just push you into, oh yeah, well, we'll just cut your tits off and give you testosterone, or we'll just, start giving you estrogen and blah blah blah. Like, don't, parents, because this is really what this is about. Get your kids help before
Yeah,
they make
it's a cry for help.
it's a
That's all this
get your
is.
kids help. We're not saying that that's not what's happening. I need people to
Mm.
understand that, because, people think that we think that, but
But it's incredibly rare.
it's incredibly rare. It's probably not what's happening, and get them help. Get your kids help. Okay?
And like 90% of them, or over 90%, there's a statistic in Abigail Shrier's Irreversible Damage. She talked to these pediatricians, and they all said, throughout the decades, we always did the watch and wait. And all these kids, all of them, 9 out of 10, would grow up to be gay. That's all that's happening.
Yeah. And the thing is like, I'm finding or hearing, don't know if it's true, that, yeah, a lot of these kids, they're just freaking gay. They're really fucking confused, but they just were gay. They were just gay.
Yeah, I think I am just gay. I did not have anyone to just sit me down and go,
You're
girl,
gay.
you just
Yeah,
faggot. It's fine. You're a
yeah,
faggot. It's fine.
you're gay. You're a homo. So.
You're big old homo. That's
yeah,
you.
you're a big old homo. That's all this is. You're fine.
You know how you save all those photos of pretty girls in your hard drive? Yeah, that's the reason.
It's because you're a flaming homo.
You're such a big homo.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
a fucking
yeah.
bigot. Don't come at me for saying that shit. I'm saying to a fucking gay
Look,
person, okay, people?
yeah, I'm a faggot, so it's fine.
With that, we are going to wrap up. If you, like
With
I
that,
said, if you guys made
yeah.
it through to the end of this,
Call me faggot, don't call me
yeah.
queer. That's my end.
Yeah, don't, let's not even talk about that word. Leave
Yeah,
us a comment. Let us know what you think. And again, this is something that you feel like you need to talk to someone to. Courtney's inbox is open.
I'm right here.
Have a good night, everyone. Or day, or whenever you're listening to this. I don't know.
Good morning, good evening, good night, yeah.